This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. Breaking news. The NCAA men's and women's selection committees voted to expand both the men's and women's college basketball tournaments to 76 teams starting next season. Both the Pistons and Thunder look to hold on to home court advantage when they each host Game 2s of their respective second-round NBA playoff series tonight. Detroit's home to a Cleveland team that has yet to win on the road this postseason, 6:30 Eastern on ESPN Radio. OKC, coming off an 18-point win in the opener, hosts the Lakers. Knicks forward OG Anunoby, right hamstring strain day-to-day. He's questionable for Game 3 against the 76ers tomorrow. ESPN NBA analyst Kendrick Perkins.
The New York Knicks are playing mind games with the Philadelphia 76ers when they list them day to day. Because if I'm in the front office of the New York Knicks, there's no way in hell I'm bringing them back for 3 and 4. It's not no day to day. No, you're out. We'll see you for Game 5 if you're available, and if it's not that serious.
Hornets signed coach Charles Lee to a contract extension after a 25-win improvement this past season, and the team coming within a game of ending a lengthy playoff drought.
Hey, it's Michelle Smallman, and coming up Friday, the Wolves split the first 2 games of their series against the Spurs on the road. But did Game 2 prove they can't win the series? It's on Sportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Raising Cane studio.
Let's ride!
And off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. It's AFR presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. I'm Matt.
Hey, Will.
Hey, bud.
Our bud. Got more from our bud coming up today. Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
You sir. And Mr. Toby Tom Blake. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there and make it a good one. Ton to do today. Former Auburn quarterback Jeremy Johnson coming up in 15 minutes. That's not who that is?
No, this is a different guy.
You told me Jeremy Johnson's coming on the show at 3:15.
This is the different Jeremy Johnson.
Remember when Jeremy Johnson was going to win the Heisman?
Yes, I do.
Do you remember that?
It was a fun week or two.
He had like a game and then came back the next year and was like, Heisman natty. I actually picked Auburn to win the SEC that year.
Oh, man.
At SEC Media Days because I am dumb with everybody else.
I mean, that poll doesn't matter like we say every year at Media Days.
But that's why it does. But
there you go.
I'm in the number, hand in the air.
No, this is a different Jeremy Johnson. This
Not
Jeremy,
the same guy?
No, this Jeremy Johnson covers Georgia baseball.
Not the quarterback.
Not the quarterback. No.
I'm going to ask him how often he gets, hey, are you that Jeremy Johnson?
Georgia, Auburn, he might.
Erica just texted me, when did you and Terrell do a video in our attic?
Bro, what? What?
Terrell is on this thing where he's searching for baseball cards in people's attic. I was like, you can come get all the crap out of my attic. I don't care. And so he videoed it, and they posted it on the parish social media. Kendall Rogers next hour. Cat Terrell in hour 3. Let us begin as we do every single day.
It's time to pop the top on another edition of AFR with Bud Light. Drink easy.
Our bud did it again. This time, Divine Ugochukwu. I think I nailed it. Little delayed, Muse. We'd like a little quicker reaction time on the drop.
Yeah, my bad. My bad.
Let's try it again. Our bud did it again. Divine Ugochukwu, guard from Michigan State, has committed to LSU out of the portal. Now, that's according to Mike Scarborough. Mike's a good source, but nobody else has it at this point. So Mike over at Tiger Bait, the first to have it. So we're going to see Will Wade have to build a roster from scratch, right? Everyone's in the portal. So they have 0 players, and he's got to go. So we should have about a dozen more of these coming up between now and the start of the season. And it'll be interesting to see what parallels we start to see. Now, when Will was on John Rothstein's podcast a couple days, he talked about having an international flair and flavor to the roster. And also, can you pull that back up, please? Get number 2, please. Because what he talked about was the mistake he made in building the roster this past year at NC State that he didn't want to make again. Here, give a listen.
One thing that we did last year that I made a mistake on was, we basically paid 11 guys when we went out and got 11 guys and had a lot of depth. And depth's really important for practice. It's not as important for games when you're only playing 7 or 8 guys, 9 max. And so we had some dead money on the roster. So one thing I'm focusing on here is we're really going to pay 7 or 8 guys at LSU this year, and we'll fill out the back half of the roster with some guys who could help us in a pinch. But we want to put our resources into. We want to put our resources into those main guys.
Okay, so I think it stands to reason, and this could be wrong, but I think it stands to reason that you're going to start with the guys you're going to pay. Those are going to be the priority. So when we hear Marcio Santos earlier this week, when we talk about Salu Nyang, which was the report last week yet to be confirmed, obviously there's been a lot of conversation about Alan Graves. Now, Divine Ugochukwu, Travis Etienne. Just throw it in. No, just throw it in there. Why not? My guess is we're still talking about the guys that are the front line guys that Will Wade's focusing on that they want to pay. So a little background here on Divine Ugochukwu. So he's out of Sugar Land, Texas. He's a sophomore. Freshman season in 24-25, he was at Miami. Remember, that was the team when Jim Larinaga was the coach and, quit right at the start of the season. He played in 28 games with 16 starts as a freshman, averaged 20 minutes per game, 5 points per. Transfers to Michigan State this season, played in 22 games, made 12 starts, 16 minutes per, again, averaged 5 points per game, 1 assist, 1 rebound. So a lightly used bench depth piece, but you're talking about a combo guard, a guy that can shoot it, can handle the rock a little bit. Tom Izzo, this was in November, late November. It was after a game with Michigan State. He talked about Ugo Chuku and where he needed to improve.
And those 2 guys, I love them and they drive me crazy because, they just got to continuously realize that it's not football. Football is really easy. The great defensive players play defense. The great offensive players play offense. But in basketball, they have to play both ends of it. And it makes it a little more difficult. And those guys have struggled on that. I thought they were both better tonight.
So, Tom Izzo, this is interesting, right? Because you're talking about there Izzo discussing Ugo Chukwu, want to be an offensive player, but struggling on the defensive end. Now, we played this for you a day ago. So Jeff Goodman of the Field of 68, Jeff Goodman from the Field of 68 was reacting to Marcio Santos. And first of all, I said, look, he's a grown man, right? I mean, he's 23 years old. He's been playing professional basketball since he was 15. Not a great athlete, but physical, will body you up. But talked about where he struggled.
The negative, can't guard. Poor defender, doesn't move well laterally, can get up and down the court fairly well, but just, can't stay in front of anybody, can't really switch. Kind of compared him to a poor man's Luka Garza. Not as big, probably not quite as good a rebounder as Garza, but a skilled offensive player who can step out and make threes.
So currently, there's 3 players that we know that are either publicly committed or rumored to be connected to this LSU team. All three offensive guys that maybe struggle defensively. Hey, what was the big knock on Will Wade when he was here the first time? Remember, what was the big knock on Will Wade?
Yes, his teams didn't defend very well.
Not a lick. Certainly didn't defend the three-point line, which was stunning. But it sure sounds like Will's out there trying to recruit a bunch of guys that like to shoot the rock and maybe aren't so interested on the defensive end. Again, it's just 3 right now, so we'll see. They'll build a full roster. And there was one more from Tom Izzo. This was on the drive with Jack Ebling. This was just about 3 weeks ago. Actually, about 2 weeks ago, after Ugo Chuku entered the transfer portal.
Been very tough on Divine, and I would ask people to support him too, because I am. You have a lot of people in these kids' heads right now. I call them distractions and dirtbags, and there's a lot of both. And these kids, they got so many people talking to them and talking to their families, and there's so much tampering. And yes, they get the advantage of getting paid some, but they get the disadvantage of what they're going through. And I'm just telling you, it's hard. So Divine, we all agreed that who knows what Jeremy was going to do and things, and that some question. But he did love it here. He had a hard day. I think some people back home got to him a little bit, and he did what he needed to do, and I support it 100%.
So, Tom Izzo, grizzled vet of the sport, talking about the terms in which Divine Ugochukwu leaves Michigan State, now lands at LSU. So, Will Wade's got 3. Some offensive guys certainly are going to need defense, but it's pretty clear how Will Wade is starting to build this roster. Some veteran guys that played some either professional ball, major college basketball. Long way to go to continue building out this roster. Tons of resources, and expect more to be known publicly. But that's 3 now, with Divine Ugochukwu joining the LSU basketball program, again, according to Mike Scarborough. All right, it's after further review. We're glad to have you aboard with us. Our show Open Every Day is brought to you by Bud Light. Drink easy with the great taste of Bud Light. The official beer of AFR, the official beer of your Fighting Tigers of LSU. The baseball Tigers hitting the road this weekend to take on Georgia in Athens. So you won't be at the box, but wherever you are watching the Tigers this weekend, make sure you have plenty of delicious ice-cold Bud Light. You can still see those officially licensed national championship Bud Light aluminum bottles and cans floating around town. Ask for it by name when you're at your favorite restaurant or watering hole. Drink easy with the great taste of Bud Light, the official beer of AFR, the official beer of your Fighting Tigers of LSU. All right, former Auburn quarterback Jeremy Johnson is going to join us to talk a little.
No. Different Jeremy Johnson.
Oh.
This guy covers Georgia baseball.
Well, how do you know it's not the same guy?
Because it's just not the same guy. He's a Georgia grad. I'm pretty sure it's in his bio I saw earlier.
What if it's a fake bio?
I don't think it is. Why would you do that?
You don't think it is? Why? How do you know?
Well, why would you do that?
Why wouldn't you? You don't want people to know who you are.
It says writer covering Georgia football, basketball, baseball, and recruiting.
When famous people stay at hotels, they book under an
alias. Yeah,
under an alias, a pseudonym. Maybe that's this guy here, except using his same name.
I was about to say, but it's not a pseudonym.
Different guy, same name. Yeah. Okay. We'll find out which Jeremy Johnson we're talking to after the break.
AFR.
Love telling you about Clegg's Nursery any day of the year, but especially when we're talking about Mother's Day. Celebrate Mom, y'all, this Mother's Day, and you can thrill her with a gift from Clegg's Nursery. They got so many things to choose from. If you're not sure what to get, awesome. Just get a Clegg's gift card. If Mom's a green thumb, loves to spend time in her yard, or just enjoying the outdoor space, I mean, there's so many different things you could do at Clegg's. Look, they've got full greenhouses bursting with blooms. Get Mom those rose bushes, beautiful flowers. Dipldenias are gorgeous spring, summertime, tropical flowers with a lot of different colors, pinks and oranges and whites. Maybe it's a bird feeder, hummingbird feeder. They've got tuned wind chimes as well that are a beautiful accent for anybody's outdoor space. They've got you covered at Clegg's with 4 locations. Siegen near Airline, LA 16 in Denham, Mid-City on Donmore, and the Garden Center on Greenwell Springs. Buy local, shop local at Clegg's Nursery.
Raising Cane's Texas Toast is a thick slice of bread, garlic buttered spread, grilled to golden perfection, and made to order just for you. Because when you make it right, you can taste it in every bite. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. One love.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
At Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer, we know hard work starts with the right equipment. Right now, take advantage of the powerful 3025E tractor with loader for just $297 a month, with 0% financing for 72 months. Whether you're tackling land, property, or projects, this is the tractor built to get it done. Don't wait. This offer ends April 30th, 2026. Visit sunequip.com or stop by a Sunshine location today.
It's not easy to be a champion. It's built from every swing, pitch, and game all season long. In the grind, the focus, and in the recovery.
FMOL Health, Our Lady of the Lake experts provide best-in-class care for our state's world-class athletes. Because it takes a champion to care for champions.
I trust the lake to keep me at my best.
From championship athletes to everyday champions, trusted care starts here.
I'm Gabrielle McLeod on behalf of the Louisiana Propane Dealers. I have spent hundreds of hours preparing for scholarship competitions. That preparation paid off when I won the Fitness and Talent Awards along with the title of Miss Louisiana. The Louisiana Propane Dealers are also pretty talented and want you to be prepared for when the power goes out. Visit LouisianaPropane.com to find out about propane generators and other safety tips. Louisiana Propane, it truly is the fuel for our future.
Sometimes you ignore the signs, even when they're right in front of you. Problem gambling isn't always easy to spot. Know the signs. Set your limit. Learn more about healthy gambling habits by visiting us online or text or call for free confidential help now.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. Healthcare for your lifestyle. Learn more at decisioncriticalvr.com.
Good team, play good at home, experienced, old, all those things. Playing good, we consistently played good. We're playing good right now, so I think it's one where it's baseball where the team that plays the best usually wins. It'll be like one of those kinds of deals.
It's been that deal for Georgia all year. They have been a freight train. 38-11. They're 18-6 in the league. 28-7 at Foley Field this year for Wes Johnson's Bulldogs. Jeremy Johnson covers Georgia for Dogs HQ. It's an on-3 piece over there. Good enough to spend a couple minutes with us, talk about the Bulldogs as LSU heads to Athens. Jeremy, we appreciate it, man. How are you?
I'm good. How you guys doing?
Doing awesome. Give me a sense of how expected or unexpected this season has been there for Georgia baseball.
No, I mean, honestly, going into the season, I don't know if I thought Georgia would be this good, but I do think the expectation was for them to be similar to what they were last year. Obviously, they hosted a regional last year and found a way not to advance out of that one. They were, a team that could have advanced last year to the Super Regional, and I think they could have done some damage, had they kept going. But, they didn't get that done. But I think this team is a deeper, different team. So, I think there was some expectation of them being pretty good, but I don't know if I thought they would be number one in the SEC, by 2.5 games with 2 weekends to play. I don't know if I saw that.
Dogs can clinch this weekend with a series win at home against LSU. So, Jeremy, what's been the difference for Georgia this year as opposed to a year ago where they were a host, as you mentioned, and didn't make it out of their regional?
Yeah, I think the pitching. The pitching is, Wes Johnson's a pitching guy. And, he's had good pitching in the past. I think the amount of pitching that Georgia has this year has been different. I wrote a piece today kind of just touching on how they were able to. There was 2 games last weekend against Missouri where they used 2 guys. I don't know if I remember Georgia being able to do that. Just the quality of guys they have out there in that bullpen and guys that can mix and match. And those guys can start. I mean, Justin Bird and Paul Farley and Matt Scott and, even Caden Aoki at times. Those guys are starting pitchers, and they probably could start for Georgia and have started for Georgia. So I think that's where the biggest difference is. Obviously, the home runs are still there. They're leading the country by a mile in home runs, and I don't know that's what makes this team special, because I think that they had that last year, and then in the playoffs and in the regional, you kind of, the pitching gets tougher, the strike zone gets a little tighter sometimes, and you can't necessarily rely on power. So I would say the pitching, but then also I think they've been really good at situational hitting, and they have more guys that they can stick in, and they can find a matchup where they can go and bring a guy off the bench that has a favorable matchup. They didn't necessarily have that last year either.
Georgia leads the SEC in virtually every offensive category. We'll talk offense here in a second, but to stick with the pitching theme, Sunday is a TBA for both teams. What's a best case scenario for Wes Johnson if Friday and Saturday go according to plan? What do they do in Game 3?
Yeah, I think you probably go Caden Aoki again. 7-0. He's been started last Sunday as well, but if they can get through the first 2 games in a decent manner, you think that they'll be fine with Joey Bochco and Dylan Vignew, in those first 2 games. But I think it kind of depends on how many guys they use, and how well those starters and those rotational that group of pitchers that we just talked about that our starters, how well they pitch, because they didn't have a midweek this week, so everyone's on the board to be able to be available this weekend. Okay. So I think Caden Aoki is probably the guy that would be the natural decision for Sunday.
When they have struggled on the mound, who or what has been the cause?
I think sometimes they struggle to. It's just sometimes they just leave the ball in the middle of the plate. They'll they don't really walk people a ton, but sometimes they get dinked and dunked a little bit, and then eventually those dinks and dunks turn into, oh no, there's a 3-run home run. So that's kind of been their issue. I don't even know if I would say that's been I think this pitch has been really good, especially on the weekends, with Vignew, Bochco, and Caden Aoki, and even, the bullpen guys, Scott, Paul Farley, and that group. So it's really just kind of been, little hits here and little hits there. Sometimes that turns into big innings on them.
You're 18-6 in the league. You're doing a lot right. You'd be nitpicking to try to find what's wrong with this team at this point. Flip it over to the offensive side. We did see the unfortunate news earlier this week that Henry Allen is going to miss the remainder of the season with a knee injury. A sophomore outfielder. How big of a loss is this for Georgia?
I think it's a big loss. I don't know that it changes their, ceiling as far as where they are as a team, but I do think, hey, that's one less guy that you got to be able to play multiple positions, because he can do a little bit of anything. He can play in the infield on any position, play every outfield position, and he's had a pretty good year at the plate. He's been a powerful bat, 13 home runs, I believe, 40-something odd RBI. You don't just stick a guy out there and produce those numbers. So that's just one less guy that you have to be able to do those things. Like I said, Georgia's kind of had that luxury to be able to mix and match. But that's one more guy that they have to play at a regular spot and kind of have a regular job for somebody. It's been Ryan Wynn a little bit. Bryce Callaway's kind of come in and played a little bit. Jordy Oriach has played a little bit more. So it's kind of been replacing him by committee. I think that's what it'll be the rest of the year, and I think that's kind of what the plan was going to be regardless. But, he's such a versatile piece, such a big part of that lineup, lower in the lineup to be able to have a pop that he does. That's going to be huge.
Is his replacement sort of, you mentioned by committee, is that just a matchup thing? Is it a lefty-righty component? Is it more geared toward offense or defense? How does Wes Johnson go about making that decision?
Yeah, I think it kind of, and almost sometimes it seems to depend on the pitching as well. Like if you got a guy that's, going to be a more ground ball guy that doesn't really throw the velocity of like a Ishikawa or Caden Aoki. Those guys kind of, need to, have a, really solid infield. So, sometimes they may stick Allen in there at, one of the infield spots, or, And lefty-righty matchups will definitely play a part. And then sometimes it's the guy who's hot. I mean, Ryan Wynn has been a guy that's been hot, so he's been in there quite a bit. So I think that's kind of where he's going to have to play it out. I mean, I don't really think there's a rhyme or reason other than the matchups before.
Jeremy Johnson's with us, Dogs HQ. You'll get him on Twitter at JeremyO_Johnson. If it goes according to the blueprint for Wes Johnson this weekend, how does that look?
I think Georgia is in a spot. It's the weirdest thing ever, where I think Georgia's in this spot where, if they win all 3 games this weekend, just for example, and clinch the SEC, well, they got Auburn next week, and that's going to be a huge series. Standings in the SEC be darned, because Georgia's holding on according to some of the prognosis of that. Of what the seeding will be. I mean, Georgia's just barely holding on to the top 8 seed. And being able to host a potential regional and a potential super regional, that has to matter. And, I think Georgia needs to go in there and Auburn and have a chance to win that series. And maybe even have some wins in the SEC tournament just because of where they are, RPI-wise, and then just with the projections that we've seen so far. It's not a tie. Like, if they win it this weekend, great for them, but I don't think Georgia will let off the gas. I think they'll still be in kind of aggressive goal and chase wins. And that series in Auburn next week is going to be huge.
Man.
Regardless of what happens this weekend.
Jeremy, it would be stunning, man, to see an SEC regular season champion not be a national seed. It's hard to imagine it going that way. We'll have to lock in these final 6 games and see how it goes. A lot on the line for LSU as well, as they're just trying to get in the field. But a tall task going to Athens against Georgia, which is far and away leading the conference. Jeremy Johnson, Dogs HQ. Man, we appreciate the time. Thank you.
Absolutely. I appreciate you guys for having me.
Of course. We'll do it again. It's After Further Review. We're brought to you by Shawbills Tire and Auto Service. ShawBillsTire.com. With locations all over South Louisiana. You're never far. Greater Baton Rouge area, south down to Morgan City, west into Lafayette, Youngsville, the whole spot. Listen, we tell you all the time. Name brand tires at wholesale prices. If you are in the market for tires, you got to go to Shawbills. Bottom line is, man, we all have to have tires. Your vehicle literally cannot function without them, but it's not fun to buy them. And tires are a commodity. You're buying the same tire no matter where you go. It's the same thing. You buy a Michelin, a BF Goodrich, a Bridgestone, Firestone. It's the same tire. So how do you choose where to go? Well, who's going to sell you that tire the cheapest? And who's going to give you the best service? Well, that's been Shawbills. That's why they've been around for 60 years, nearly 60 years, since 1968. ShawBillsTire.com, ShawBillsTire.com. Name brand tires at wholesale prices. Shop them online or walk into any Shawbills location. Shawbills, where we keep you rolling. All right, appreciate Jeremy Johnson for joining us there, giving us a little preview of Wes Johnson's team. It's interesting. I mean, I think the success that this Georgia team has had is probably, you could even tell they're even caught this Georgia team, and maybe fan base people who cover that team, a little by surprise. You always expect the offense because of the park they play in. I mean, it's 310 to right field. It's pop flies leave the yard there at Foley Field. It is a hitter's park. You're going to see cheap homers. You always see inflated offensive numbers at Georgia. The interesting part about this team is that the offense is travel. So that's why it's not just inflated numbers, because they've been playing in a smaller ballpark. They go to College Station and they take 2 out of 3 from Texas A&M. You can go up and down the list. They went to Athens and they went to Starkville and swept Mississippi State. So, I mean, the point is, it doesn't matter if it's been home or away. They won 2 out of 3 on the road at Arkansas earlier this year. They won 2 out of 3 on the road at Ole Miss. They've just been, they've been great. I mean, they've been the best. They've been the best, most consistent team in the conference. And they're at 18-6, and they can clinch the league this weekend at home against LSU. Meanwhile, Tigers got to get 2 to give themselves a shot going into the final weekend with Florida coming to the box. So we'll preview more of not only LSU-Georgia, but the weekend ahead in the SEC with Kendall Rogers in 32 minutes from right now. It is After Further Review. Our Thursday shows are presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. It's not just healthcare. It's healthcare for your lifestyle. DecisionCriticalBR.com. All right, quick break. We got some college football playoff post-spring projections that are out that I want to talk about, because you're starting to consistently see a lot of people buying LSU. We'll get to that here in about 15 minutes from right now. We'll knock out a break, come back and go around the SEC. Don't you move. It's AFR.
AFR.
Literally in that last break, I was scrolling Facebook, and a post popped up at the top of my feed from Glow Resources. GLO, glowresources.com, glowresources.com. But this illustrates what I talk about all the time. Yes, at Glow Resources, home base is right here in Baton Rouge. And they have office in New Orleans, but they're all over. And they help businesses, no matter if it's skilled blue-collar labor, professional placement office jobs, in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, or anywhere. Like right now, they have a client in Houston looking for a fabrication team lead. If you're interested, maybe look, so many people from Louisiana live, work in Houston. You know, you got LSU alums that move to that area, whatever it is, it's the largest alumni base outside of Louisiana. So a lot of you listen or watch online, check out Glow Resources. Or maybe you're a business owner looking to hire, needing to hire, and you're outside of Baton Rouge, check out Glow Resources. GLO, glowresources.com, complete employer solutions.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Transform your living space with Lacoste & Young Remodeling and take your home from outdated to outstanding. Redefine your kitchen for the ultimate culinary experience or elevate your daily routine with a spa-worthy bathroom retreat. Our skilled team brings 3D modeling to life to ensure your vision becomes a reality. We believe luxury should be accessible and offer tailored solutions to fit your budget without compromising quality. So contact us today for a free estimate. Lacoste & Young Remodeling, providing perfect solutions for your dream home.
After a decade of working in private duty nursing, I know how hard it can be to find compassionate care for the ones that you love the most. So I started Decision Critical, a premier concierge nursing agency, so we can take care of you wherever you are. Our highly skilled nurses provide exceptional care from the comfort of your own home with personalized packages for short-term, long-term, or even around-the-clock care. Visit us at decisioncriticalbr.com and give us a call today to get started.
Hi, this is Beth Serena. Welcome to my pool. The first time I saw this beautiful pool, it exceeded every expectation that I had. They were able to get everything we wanted in this pool. It is a beautiful pool. We live out here, we eat out here, we watch TV out here. This is like our living room outside. We love this pool and everything about it. When we decided to build our pool, we called a great friend who is one of the best pool builders in the country in North Louisiana, and we said, who would you choose to build a pool in Baton Rouge? And without a hesitation, he told us Russell Pools. He said their history, tradition of great builds, great pools was unmatched. So of course, who did we call? Russell Pools. The advice I would give to anyone looking to build a pool is first call Russell Pools. They'll do an incredible job. It'll be incredibly organized. It'll be time efficient, and you will have your pool in no time.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. Healthcare for your lifestyle. Learn more at decisioncriticalbr.com.
Man, tough story out of Columbia, South Carolina. Former Gamecock quarterback Stephen Garcia has been diagnosed with stage 4 colorectal cancer. He's 38 years old, which for some that probably makes you feel old to hear Stephen Garcia is 38. But his wife Maria has organized a GoFundMe that published yesterday, May the 6th, which revealed the news. Apparently, he'd spent time in the ER, underwent a series of MRI, CT scans, and that's when they found that he's beginning chemo now. I'm going to use this as an opportunity, first of all, to say certainly we'll pray for Steven Garcia, his family, for his doctors, that they can heal him. He responds to the treatment and that he's able to recover fully. But I'm also going to use this opportunity to encourage all of you, go to the doctor. Go to the doctor. I promise this isn't going to be preachy. I'm just going to share, okay? So if you've watched the show for a while or listened to the show for a while, you've seen me over a lot of years. I've done the show for 16 years. I've lost a lot of weight, and I'm the healthiest I've ever been in my life. A big part of that was a couple of years ago. I was 248 pounds, the heaviest I'd ever been in my life, even when I was an offensive lineman in high school playing football, when I was trying to gain weight. And y'all know, many of you know Eric and I have a special needs child. Drew's 11, and he's going to be with us for as long as God lets us have him. And so I came to this realization looking at myself, like, I got to be here for my child and my wife. Like, I provide for our family. I have to be my best for them every day. And that's when I started this process of getting myself right. Well, a part of that was connecting with Dr. Curtis Chastain at Our Lady of the Lake Men's Health. This is not a plug. It's not an endorsement, anything. That's my physician. And a big part of that is I go for my annual physical and I get checked with all the stuff, heart, organs, scans, blood work, everything. And a big part of that was I was at a business luncheon, and Dr. Chastain was presenting, and one of the things he talked about was the few things, the heart, the cancer, the things that are the few things they can check that are the biggest causes of checking out early. And in so many instances, just staying on top of your care and being checked regularly will catch things early and allow you to treat them. And so you can, listen, sometimes we can't help it if an accident happens. And accidents happen all the time. But your heart health, cancer, things like that, early screening is something that you can do if you're just on top of it and aware of it. And I know particularly with guys, don't like going to the doctor, and it's just how a lot of us are wired. Like, put that crap aside and go to the doctor, man. If you haven't gone for a physical, go to the doctor. If you don't know who to go to, Google somebody near you or ask a friend who their doctor is and just go. Like, Steven Garcia is 38 years old. It says his wife Maria, this doesn't say if they have children, so I don't know. But my goodness, man, imagine being 38 years old and letting something get to the point where you don't even realize there's something wrong, where you have to go to the ER. And now you've got stage 4 colorectal cancer at 38. Listen, I'm going to pray for Steven Garcia and his doctors and his medical team that they're able to, that his body responds to the treatment and that he has a full healing. I'm sure everyone, hopefully you'll join me and everyone else in praying for him. Let this also be a wake-up, man. Go to the doctor. If you haven't been to the doctor, go to the doctor. Go get a physical. Go do blood work. Let him do scans. Like, go get checked. So, all right. Off my soapbox. It's after further review. Let's go around the SEC.
Around the SEC, bringing you the biggest news from the nation's best conference, the Georgia Bulldogs.
Georgia and Florida State have canceled an upcoming home-and-home series. They were supposed to play in 27 and 28. They're now in discussion to play a neutral site matchup. That means Georgia has now 2 available non-conference games for 2027 and 2028.
The Alabama Crimson Tide.
Similarly, Alabama and Oklahoma State have canceled their upcoming non-conference series that was set for 28 and 29. This was expected. Of course, the SEC's moved to a 9-game schedule. So Alabama added Georgia State to its 28 home schedule earlier this year. Alabama was supposed to play Oklahoma State on the road in 28, in addition to having 5 road SEC games.
The Florida Gators.
Florida landed a commitment from 2027 safety Talib Dillard, 6 foot 175. He's out of Oklahoma. Chose the Gators over Georgia, Oregon, UCLA, and others. He's a 3-star, the 113th ranked safety in the country.
The Ole Miss Rebels.
Cruz Jenkins. I need to get Sharif on that one. First name Cruz, Crews, not Cruz. Like, you know people named Cruz?
I mean, I don't, but I mean, I would imagine that,
Yeah.
C-R-U-Z.
Yeah, C-R-U-Z, C-R-U-Z-E.
Do you think he goes Cruz or Cruz?
Huh?
Cruz. Cruz? You think he goes Cruz?
Yeah,
Okay.
Cruz. Cruz Jenkins. Let's call Sharif. Let's see what he says.
Okay.
He's quarterback for 27, and he committed to Ole Miss. Clearly, Pete Golding out there, big game hunting, getting Cruz Jenkins over Florida Atlantic, Memphis, South Florida, Tulsa, and UAB. Hell of a get.
The Kentucky Wildcats.
Wasn't done. 3-star out of Tennessee, the number 75 quarterback in the country.
The Kentucky Wildcats.
And Nate Harris has been cleared to rejoin the Kentucky weekend rotation against Florida this weekend. It's first time since April the 11th, a 5-4 win over Florida. Sophomores missed the last 3 weekends with a shoulder injury. Kentucky has won Harris's starts against Bama, Missouri, and Auburn this season. So a big get back there for Nick Mingione's squad. All right, there you have it. That is Around the SEC. We're brought to you by the Williamson Eye Center. 924-2020, 924-2020, 924-2020, or WilliamsonEye.com. You want to see 2020? Call 924-2020 for the Williamson Eye Center. It's so easy, y'all. Call. You'll have sort of a discovery phone call. You can do it phone, Zoom. If you just get some of your options, you'll let them know a little bit of what your refractive issue is, and then you go meet Dr. Blake Williamson. Get your options. Have a conversation with Dr. Blake. This isn't a sales pitch. It's just letting you know what your options are if you want to get rid of contacts and glasses forever. And the Williamson Eye Center has locations all over Greater Baton Rouge. So check them out online at WilliamsonEye.com, WilliamsonEye.com for the Williamson Eye Center, WilliamsonEye.com. Okay, that no-talent Sharif is good enough to join us here just because the one thing that he's actually good for in the world is rating fratastic names. Sharif, thanks for the time, but not really.
What do you want?
Cruz Jenkins. C-R-E-W-S. Cruz Jenkins. Not C-R-U-Z-E. Cruz like the last name, but as a first name. Cruz Jenkins. What do we think?
Not strong. It's probably like a low 4-star.
A low, but he's still a 4-star?
Yeah, not a high. I mean, not that high of a 4-star. It's a low 4-star. I got one for you though.
Wait, hang on.
You're done with names.
He's going to Ole Miss, and he picked Ole Miss over like Florida Atlantic and UAB. So I would have actually gone with a low 3-star, just like he is on the field. That way, Rebs. Big game hunting over there, Pete Golding. Attaboy. All right, what you got?
I thought you were going to hit me with this one last week. I'm surprised you didn't call me about wonderful, terrific Mons the Fourth.
What? What did you just say?
Wonderful, terrific Mons the Fourth. He committed to Notre Dame, the quarterback.
Hold on.
Yes.
Wait, there's a. Wait, look, here's another wonderful Mons from FIU back in 2014. There's a wonder Mons from Nebraska in 1975. Look, a champ Mons. Wow.
It's a family of wonderful people, man. I got you.
Wonderful Mons. Wonderful Mons the second, who played for the Buffalo Bulls in 2011. Wait, how was Wonderful Mons the second in 2011 and 15 years later there's a fourth? That can't be a thing. The biology doesn't add up.
It doesn't, but I went down a deep rabbit hole and it's all true. And the middle name being terrific is even more terrific.
Out of Vero Beach, there he is. Wonderful, terrific Mons the fourth. Okay. I mean, is this a 5-star? 5-star plus?
that might be one of the best things I've ever heard. You get
Mm.
the full first, middle, and last name with a fourth.
I mean, I'll okay.
Hang it up.
Put it in the Hall of Fame.
Put it above your head, TV.
There we go. Instead, remove the "Play Like a Champion Today" sign at Notre Dame and replace it with "Wonderful, Terrific Mons the Fourth."
Epic. That's how you win national championships.
Yeah, Notre Dame's not going to win a national championship, Dog.
No, they're not. They're terrible.
All right. Thanks, Sharif. We'll talk to you later.
Hopefully not. Don't call me again.
Yeah, I hope I'll never have to talk to you again because you're the absolute worst. No talent. We're brought to you by Evamore, EVAMOR, Evamore.com. If you have to talk to Sharif and you feel so dirty, you need to clean out your innards, drink Evamore. What?
Clean out your innards is wild, man. That's crazy.
That's what water does.
I know
it's
that.
purifying.
I know that.
You know, I mean, that's why it's gonna purge all the impurities out of you.
That you get from talking.
Yeah,
to
you feel
Sharif
dirty.
Outchat.
You feel dirty in your innards, so you drink Evamore, and then you pee out Sharif.
Again,
all the dirty innards from talking to Sharif that make you feel bad and vile, you pee them out after you drink Evamore. I'm sure Shane's going to be fired up about this library. He actually may love it, to be perfectly honest with you. EVAMOR, Evamore.com. Pick it up at great local retailers, Evamore.com, or, of course, you can buy it online at Evamore.com. EVAMOR, Evamore.com. Innards. Sharif Innards Eye Shack. We'll wrap up hour number 1 next.
After further review.
Not too late, y'all. It's not too late to get your preseason AC tune-up from River City's 1 Hour Air. As basic as I can put this, if you've not yet had your AC tune-up this year, it's time to call. If you cannot remember the last time you had your AC tune-up, it is really time to call because you should quite literally do this every year. It's standard seasonal maintenance that will allow your unit to run more efficiently, and it will extend the life of your unit. It's like getting an oil change for your car. And they're going to treat you great. Ronald Bryant sent this 5-star Google review. Eric, technician, performed the spring system evaluation. This was back in the spring. This is like now, the tune-up. And the condenser coil cleaning did an excellent job as always. This was the 3rd time Eric has performed this service at our home. Thank you, Eric and River City. Again, it's time for your spring AC tune-up. 752-0001 for River City's 1 Hour Air.
Hi, I'm Mitchell Meredith with Locke Meredith Sean Fagan & Associates. We take great pride in educating our clients about their rights. Whether you're injured at work or while you drive, call our office at 272-5555. Knowledge is power, and you should know your rights after an injury.
Hi, I'm Sean Fagan of Locke Meredith Sean Fagan & Associates. When insurance companies have been unfair, we've never been afraid to go to trial. Fighting hard to protect your rights, we never settle a case out of convenience. We only settle when it's right for you. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call.
Every ounce of Raising Cane's lemonade has been hand-squeezed that day from fresh lemons before being served over our signature crushed ice. Because when you make it right, you can taste it in every bite. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. One love.
When it comes to industrial construction, River Parish Contractors can do it all. Mechanical, structural, custom fabrication, specialized welding, and turnaround services. Strategically located in between Baton Rouge and New Orleans, we have the local team with the experience and commitment to safety to manage the most complex industrial projects. Period. Here's the deal. Partnering with us means your project is delivered on time, on budget, and most important, safely. River Parish Contractors, let's get building.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
As a business owner, you're always focused on how you can improve the bottom line. Well, when was the last time you shopped your insurance coverage? Insurance Network of Louisiana can help. If you're a business owner, let my friends at Insurance Network of Louisiana see if they can find you better coverage for less money. They always offer exceptional customer service, and partner with only the best providers. So check them out online today at lainsurance.net.
ED, low T, or simply seeking to optimize your health and performance? Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness offers a range of discreet services to address your specific needs. We empower men to reclaim their health and confidence. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
If your office is experiencing performance issues like slow networks, jammed printers, or disappearing files, Advanced Office Systems may be right for you. With powerful IT solutions, print management, document imaging, and security systems, they help offices regain confidence naturally. Side effects may include uncontrollable efficiency.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. Healthcare for your lifestyle. Learn more at decisioncriticalvr.com.
During around the SEC, we told you about 2 upcoming non-conference games that have been canceled. So Georgia canceled a home-and-home with Florida State. Bama canceled a home-and-home with Oklahoma State. Georgia and Florida State are working maybe for a one-off neutral site game. You're going to see more of this because obviously the SEC has gone to a 9-game league schedule. Remains to be seen if the Power 4 non-conference mandate is going to remain. Likely will, but the real challenge is going to be for schools like Georgia and South Carolina and Kentucky and Florida who have their traditional non-conference in-state rival. Florida State, South Carolina, Clemson, Georgia Tech, Kentucky, Louisville. Like, those games aren't going away. They're going to continue playing those. The question for those schools is, do they want to put themselves at a competitive disadvantage by playing another one? So you're going to play 9 league games and your traditional rival that's 10. Are you going to schedule another Power 5? Probably not. One of the reasons, so first of all, it's honestly a hat tip to Verge Osbury before he was LSU's AD, when he was in charge of LSU football scheduling, because Verge didn't do this. He, understanding the probability of a 9-game SEC schedule, they didn't load up with multiple Power 4s in future years because of this exact thing. So that actually showed good foresight. It shows poor foresight from a lot of these other athletic departments. But I also want to stress why, in my opinion, an expanded college football playoff is a good thing, because you're going to get to see these games. They're not going to cancel them, because you're going to be incentivized to play a tougher schedule, because your power number is going to be higher because of the schedule you played. When you agree upon a metric of how you're going to place teams in that 2014 playoff. And I know there's this fear, like it's going to devalue the regular season. I'm telling you, it's going to mean the opposite, because teams aren't going to be afraid to play these great games that we're all going to benefit from watching teams play great non-conference games and load the schedule with great games that we get to watch. And if you lose that game, it's not like there's no penalty. But maybe the difference is, instead of getting a bye, you have to play the opening round. Or you're trying to play to have a home game in the opening round instead of traveling. Or getting into the playoff instead of just missing it. There, of course, is going to be consequence to all of that, which will either be advantageous or disadvantageous when you get to the playoff. Having a bye, having home games, proximity of travel, all of that stuff is what you're playing for. What shouldn't be on the table is denying access because teams were bold enough to schedule a game people want to see and you lost. Because the other side of that is you say, let's not schedule a game we might lose. Let's just schedule a garbage opponent, get a manufactured win in a sort of artificial schedule, an artificially inflated schedule. It's Indiana from 2 years ago as the example. When Indiana was 11-1, played 2 ranked teams, got their head kicked in by both of them. But they were 11-1. That's not equitable either. Give me Georgia, Florida State. Give me Alabama, Oklahoma State. I'd rather that than Alabama, Georgia State, wouldn't you? That's what an expanded playoff ultimately is going to get us when we get there. All right, it's After Further Review. Thanks for hanging out with us here on this Thursday, presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. Always appreciate Blazia and her great staff. They're just the best. It's not just healthcare. It's healthcare for your lifestyle. Maybe you're like Paul. You got a new baby at home, trying to find some time to sleep so you can be functional. Their nurses can come in home, take care of the baby for a night, couple nights, you can catch up on sleep. Maybe it's end-of-life care. Maybe it's therapeutic phlebotomy. Maybe it's IV therapy. They do it all. Home, office, they come to you at your schedule. It's Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. DecisionCriticalBR.com. All right, Sports Center's coming up, y'all. We'll visit with Kendall Rogers from D1 Baseball, preview the weekend ahead in the SEC. When we come back on AFR.
After Further Review.
Man, I love telling you about relief windows. I'm so happy to tell you about relief windows every single day. Man, I was speaking at a Kiwanis meeting this morning, and someone asked me about a question about the endorsement deals I do and how I pick who I endorse, and I said very carefully, and it's true. I think a lot of people would be surprised at how much business actually walk, how many businesses come and want me to endorse them, and I just say it's not a great fit. But every time I endorse a company and I'm sending you to them, I have to know they're going to take great care of you. Otherwise, that's a reflection on me. That's why it's so easy for me to endorse Relief Windows every single day, because of the good, ethical people and the awesome business that Brandon and Adrian Holly have built over at Relief Windows. Yes, it's windows, doors, siding, shutters, and shades. It's all that stuff. But it's also experience, quality, and service. It's Relief Windows. They're never going to be the cheapest. But they're always going to be the best. ReliefWindows.com.
ED, low T, or simply seeking to optimize your health and performance? Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness offers a range of discreet services to address your specific needs. We empower men to reclaim their health and confidence. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. Look, back pain can sideline you from the things you love. That's why I trust Dr. Kevin McCarthy and the team at the Spine Center of Louisiana. Dr. McCarthy doesn't just treat symptoms. He gets to the root of the problem. From advanced injection therapy to minimally invasive surgery, they've got the expertise to get you back in the game. With 5 locations across Louisiana, including right here in Baton Rouge, quality care is close to home. Call the Spine Center of Louisiana or visit spinela.com and tell them Matt sent you.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
When it comes to choosing energy for your family and your home, make the smart choice with natural gas. You can count on efficient and affordable natural gas to keep you comfortable and reduce your environmental impact to help protect our planet. Together, we're fueling our energy future. Atmos Energy.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. The NCAA men's and women's selection committees voted to expand both the men's and women's college basketball tournaments to 76 teams starting next season. A pair of Game 2s in the second round of the NBA playoffs tonight starts off from Detroit with the Cavaliers and Pistons. 6:30 Eastern ESPN Radio. Detroit's up 1-0 and has won 4 in a row since trailing 3-1 in round 1. Other matchup, Lakers Thunder. Austin Reeves knows he has to be better for LA to have a chance at tying this series up at a game apiece. His play, though, isn't the only area of improvement the Lakers need, explains ESPN NBA reporter Dave McMenamin.
The entire offense needs to take care of the ball better. They had 18 turnovers, leading to 20 points for the Thunder in Game 1. And they also shot just 10 for 30 from deep, from three-point land. So if they clean up those things, they feel like their defensive strategy was pretty effective, particularly on the reigning MVP, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
SGA had 18 points in Game 1. Knicks forward OG Anunoby, right hamstring strain, questionable. Game 3 tomorrow in Philly.
Hey, it's Michelle Smallman, and coming up Friday, the Wolves split the first 2 games of their series against the Spurs on the road. But did Game 2 prove they can't win the series? It's on Sportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Raising Cane studio.
Let's ride!
Hour 2. Off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. I'm Matt.
Love you, Matt.
Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
Russo. And Mr. Toby Tomplay. What? What? That's in your name? That's not your name?
Oh, you didn't have to do that, man. Come on now.
Do what? What'd you mean? What do you mean? Do what?
Call me Russo. You didn't have to do that.
Well, why? I mean, why wouldn't I call you your name?
It's not my name. But
that's not my name. That's not my name. They call me her. They call me Stacy. What?
Isn't it Jane? They call me Jane. That's not my name. They call me Stacy.
There's also a verse where he goes, they call me her.
Okay.
They call me...
I didn't know that part.
I've met the Ting Tings, all right? Don't challenge me on this. I met the Ting Tings in an elevator when I worked at then Clear Channel, now iHeart.
Okay.
Getting on the elevator. They're Australian? Look that up.
I don't know, yeah.
They're the Ting Tings. Ting Tings. That's not my name. That's not, yep, met them on the elevator. They're like, I was just getting on the elevator going to the sports station.
English. They're English. Salford, Greater Manchester.
English. That's the same thing. I mean, England, like, at one point occupied Australia, so there's a lot of English native people that live in Australia. That's similar. Yeah, look that up. I'm serious.
No, yes, I know.
There was a basis of English rule in Australia. They're comparable. Thanks, Russo. Kendall Rogers is with us, D1 Baseball. Have you ever heard of the Ting Tings?
You know what? I do have a really quick Australia story for you.
Let's go.
So my grandfather grew up in England, and he got in trouble all the time, so his parents made him move to Australia.
Made him move to Australia?
Yeah, so he got shipped off to Australia, and yeah, so there you go, some little family history.
I actually think he kind of won. I mean, Australia is pretty awesome.
I would agree.
It's beautiful. Yeah, there's tons of vineyards. Yeah. There's beaches everywhere. I mean, I don't know that I would want to be like inland in some of the like I remember, like some of the what would you call undeveloped, like the wildlife areas, because like I wouldn't survive there. I'm just way
It
too.
looks like a mix of like Arizona and Kansas.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Like I would want, but you put me in Australia, like in some of those coastal areas where there's beaches and a little inland is like wineries and vineyards.
I'll
Oh
be
my
bad.
God, I'd go to Australia in a millisecond.
Yeah, I'll be bad just to do that.
Right? Unless if they made you live in the inland part, that would not be as good.
Yeah, that is an important clarifier.
Yeah. Also not as good when LSU baseball is at 9-15 with 6 to play. How about that transition, professional radio guy, hashtag. You push the hashtag at the end if you didn't know that. Okay, so they play Georgia. Give me a sense, man. Does LSU have like more than just a puncher's chance in this series?
So here's the thing that's really, really interesting about LSU to me is I was just kind of working on our postseason stock report for our projections we did a couple of days ago. And here's the really interesting thing is if LSU, and again, I mean, I know at this point we're like, yeah, I don't think they're going to win both these series. But let's just say they take care of business of Georgia and Florida, 2 out of 3 to end the regular season. They're at 13 wins in the SEC. And let's just say Tennessee and Kentucky don't exactly, blow it out the last couple of weekends. You can have a situation where LSU's at 13 wins. There may be a game behind those two teams, and yet, guess what? They have a series win on the road against Tennessee, and they've got a head-to-head series win over Kentucky where they blew Kentucky out in the rubber match of that series. So, again, would I predict LSU to make the NCAA tournament? No. But if they win those two series, they have got more than a puncher's chance to make the NCAA tournament, especially with the RPI creeping up to 55 here recently.
Okay. Well, let me get to Kentucky and Tennessee in a bit. What do they have to do to be able to win on the road a series against Georgia?
They're going to have to do something they haven't done all year long, which is, everything's going to have to click at the same time. I don't think there's been a weekend this year out of maybe 1 or 2 games in Jacksonville where I really, and I didn't see much of the series this past weekend against South Carolina, but I have not seen a series as a good team at least this year where I feel like everything has kind of come together for LSU. And so for me, it's, you've got to limit the walks against Georgia. They're going to hit their home runs. You've got to make sure when they hit those home runs, they're doing it with nobody on base. And I think the other thing is from an offensive standpoint, that is an offensive-friendly ballpark, especially to right field. It is imperative that LSU gives its pitching staff some support and some pitching. If they can do that and make Georgia think about it a little bit, they can win that series. It's not like LSU's void of talent.
Where, if you look at the pitching matchups, is there a matchup where you think LSU might have an advantage?
I think with Schmidt, I think anytime Schmidt's on the mound, I think he can outduel anybody if he's on. So maybe in that spot. Other than that, we don't know who's starting in the finale just yet.
Right.
And in Paz, I don't know. I don't know if I'm taking him over Joey Volchko, but I think Schmidt is certainly capable of going out there and putting together some outing that we look back on in 3 weeks and go, man, that was kind of the turning point of this team getting to the NCAA tournament.
Man, they at least Kendall and what they did this past weekend against South Carolina, they gave themselves a chance, right? They gave themselves a chance to be in the conversation. So there's 3 things they needed to do. One was sweep South Carolina, and they did that. So we'll see how it moves forward. Now, it's interesting because you mentioned Tennessee and Kentucky, and both of them have really tough series this weekend. Let's start with Tennessee. They're at home, but they're welcoming in 4th-ranked Texas. So we're all, I guess, burnt orange fans this weekend over the Tennessee Orange. How do you see that series playing out?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for me is, what does Texas offense do against Tennessee? Texas offensively, you go back to the A&M series, even a couple of games of the Alabama series, they were not very good offensively. They did break out a little bit last weekend against UTSA in maybe midweek action, but especially in that hitter's paradise up there, Lindsey Nelson, can Texas give its pitching staff enough support? I think the other thing for me is, what does Tennessee do from an offensive standpoint? It's certainly with Josh Ealand this year has not been some offensive unit that you're like, whoa, this is intimidating, anything but that. So I think it'll be really interesting to see if they're able to, manufacture runs and, put up 6-7 runs a game against that Luke Harrison, Ruger Riojas, and Dylan Volantis trio. I mean, Volantis has been so good as of late. So I think if Tennessee's going to beat them, they're going to have to shut down their offense to have any chance at all to win that series.
Well, everyone here is cheering for Texas, also cheering for the Gators at home. Tough thing to do. And Kendall, Florida's just been, I said it a bunch, man, but they've been a Jekyll and Hyde team this year. I haven't really known what to make of them week to week. So what do you make of them this weekend with Nick Mingione's small ball squad? And they're getting, and Kentucky's getting one of their starting pitchers back this weekend as well. Harris is back this weekend.
Nate Harris.
Harris, yeah. So what do you make of that series there with Florida at home against Kentucky?
Yeah, you're right, dude. Florida, it's like, Florida not only is it weekend to weekend, it's like day to day, like whether or not they decide that day they want to be good. Against Oklahoma, they were awful one day. The next 2 days, they looked like gangbusters. So it's really difficult to kind of figure those guys out. Caden McDonald, a young slugger for them, has been really good as of late. And, Florida and Kentucky, especially since Mingione's been there, has been a little bit of a chippy, series back and forth. So I kind of like Florida. I'm actually going to go on a limb and say Florida sweeps the series.
Okay.
I think this is the weekend that Florida finally shows up ready to play just because of a little bit of the chippiness aspect of these two teams.
Kendall Rogers, D1 Baseball. There's 3 other ranked series, Kendall. Oklahoma's at Arkansas. A&M's at Ole Miss. Auburn at Mississippi State. The easy answer is probably Auburn and Mississippi State. But who do you think has what's the most on the line of those 3 series? Which team has the most at stake?
Oh, I would say in those 3 series, I would say A&M and Ole Miss have the most at stake. I think if you're A&M and you lose that series, you're pretty much a must-win situation against Mississippi State the final weekend at home to have any shot at a top 8. I think if you're Ole Miss, who dropped out of our top 16, if you have any hopes of being a top 16, you better win that series at home this weekend against the Aggies. So I would say that one. I think for Auburn and Mississippi State, State has a chance to be a top 8. Auburn, I really like their club over the weekend at A&M. I thought they looked like a national championship type of club. A really good weekend rotation with Jake Marciano, Andres Alvarez, and Alex Petrovic. They've got a really nice piece to back in the bullpen and Jackson Sanders. And they're finally hitting for power offensively. So keep an eye on Auburn, guys. I love their club right now.
Okay. He's Kendall Rogers, at Kendall Rogers. We're going to get him on Twitter, d1baseball.com. Outside of the SEC, what's the series we should be watching?
Yeah, I think it'll be really interesting to kind of see what happens in the ACC this weekend. You got Louisville, who, oddly enough, their RPIs in like the 90s. I don't know how that's even possible considering they have the top home run producer in college baseball in Tate Davis. But, that one is top of mind for me. You look at Bubble in the ACC, Pittsburgh really has to win that series against North Carolina. And, of course, keep an eye on Florida State and Clemson. Clemson in a much more precarious situation than LSU even, sitting there tied for last in the ACC. But they finished with, Boston, or they finished with Florida State and some tough opponents. And if they win both of those series, all of a sudden they're sitting at 13 wins and an RPI in the 30. So just a lot of stake in that series. And, of course, in the Big 12 and the Big 10, West Virginia, number 15, West Virginia against number 7, Kansas, number 13, Oregon against UCLA. I think if UCLA is going to get tripped up, this is the weekend it's going to happen. They do not have their Friday starter in Logan Redmond, who his status really the rest of the season is to be determined. And Oregon, I think, is a really physical club.
Follow it all at d1baseball.com, d1baseball.com. The road to Omaha just about to get underway. We're a couple of weeks away. d1baseball.com. Great chance to get by and get subscribed in time for the postseason. At Kendall Rogers, where you get him on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. Thanks, dude.
You got it, brother. Be good.
All right, man. It's After Further Review. We're brought to you by Rouse's, the official supermarket of the Saints. Rouse's.com. Rouse's.com. Remember, go to the website because they have the weekly ad at Rouse's.com every week. So if you're going to be grocery shopping and you're looking to, maybe you're buying on a budget or you just like to save money, Rouse's is always going to let you do that. Look for the Rouse's branded products. That's a great thing to do. But remember, Mother's Day is this weekend. So they have some great Mother's Day deals. Like, how about a dozen sleeved market fresh roses for $15.97? $15.97 for the dozen roses. Maybe if mom loves, some USDA prime beef on the grill, whole beef tenderloin, $16.88 a pound. They've got fresh live lobsters for $17.99 a pound. Treat mom this Mother's Day. If you're cooking at home or want to jump in, snack some chocolate, some candy, some flowers for her, you could do that at Rouse's. The official supermarket of the Saints, Rouse's.com. Rouse's, this feels like home. Speaking of the Saints, the Saints have released Jordan Tyson's jersey. I thought I was going to say Jordan Tyson. They've released his jersey number and a video of Jordan Tyson meeting QB1 Tyler Shuck. And Saints are working out a place kicker today, and it's a familiar name. And we're going to talk about it next. Stick around. It's AFR.
AFR.
Got an event coming up in the rest of 2026, or maybe you're thinking ahead to 2027. You got to remember Renaissance Baton Rouge. Renaissance Baton Rouge is just the best place in Baton Rouge to host an event. Their grand ballroom can host up to 500 people, so it doesn't matter if you need a boardroom for a business meeting for a dozen people where they have all of the technology and all the connectivity and electronics that you need. They can serve your meals to you, cater your meals in one of those boardrooms as well. Awesome location. And that from a dozen up to the grand ballroom where they can hold 500 wedding receptions, award banquets. If it's any type fundraisers, any type of meeting or event conferences that you may have, think Renaissance Baton Rouge right there on Bluebonnet near I-10. They're across from the Mall of Louisiana in Perkins Row. Allison Crump's the events coordinator. She does an awesome job. She always says we're in the business of saying yes. So whatever event you have, however they need to manipulate their space, they'll make it work. Check them out at Renaissance Baton Rouge.
If your office is experiencing performance issues like slow networks, jammed printers, or disappearing files, Advanced Office Systems may be right for you. With powerful IT solutions, print management, document imaging, and security systems, they help offices regain confidence naturally. Side effects may include uncontrollable efficiency, smoother workflows, and a sudden burst of office joy. Say goodbye to those emotional breakdowns in the supply closet and get back on track with Advanced Office Systems.
Hi, this is Beth Serena. Welcome to my pool. The first time I saw this beautiful pool, it exceeded every expectation that I had. They were able to get everything we wanted in this pool. It is a beautiful pool. We live out here, we eat out here, we watch TV out here. This is like our living room outside. We love this pool and everything about it. When we decided to build our pool, we called a great friend who is one of the best pool builders in the country in North Louisiana, and we said, who would you choose to build a pool in Baton Rouge? And without a hesitation, he told us Russell Pools. He said their history, tradition of great builds, great pools was unmatched. So of course, who did we call? Russell Pools. The advice I would give to anyone looking to build a pool is first call Russell Pools. They'll do an incredible job. It'll be incredibly organized, it'll be time efficient, and you will have your pool in no time.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
For years, you've heard me talk about Insurance Network of Louisiana, mostly telling you about how to save money or get better coverage on your home, auto. I want to remind you, though, if you're a business owner and you're looking at your bottom line, and if we're being honest, every business owner is always concerned with the bottom line. Now, that's the only thing, but it's something you have to consider. What if you are losing money every month by overspending on your insurance? At Insurance Network of Louisiana, if it's commercial auto, general liability, commercial property, workers' comp, business owners package policies, commercial umbrella, they can do all different types of businesses. Let them shop their top-rated carriers to see if they can get you better coverage for your business insurance for less money. Give them a shout at 293-0450, 293-0450, 293-0450, or online at lainsurance.net.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. Healthcare for your lifestyle. Learn more at decisioncriticalbr.com.
it'll always be very critical on him. And then obviously this week, missing that field goal that time in order to tie it is always going to be one of the critical points that we talk about. And we got to bring in competitive edge. We got to go out there and look. We got to go out there and bring in people to compete. We'll do that accordingly like we always do, but it definitely creates more of a sense of urgency to be able to have that competitive edge for Koo, for all of us, and to put ourselves in those positions to do the right thing for our football team at all costs.
Woo. That was former Falcons head coach Raheem Morris talking about Younghoe Koo after a week 1 miss, and it didn't get any better for Younghoe Koo. He ends up just playing the one game for the Falcons in 2025. He would spend 5 games with the Giants. Over the course of his 8, by the way, Younghoe Koo in New Orleans on a rookie minicamp tryout. So really, really fascinating with Koo. And really when we talk about NFL place kickers, because there's this weird juxtaposition when you talk about kickers in the NFL, because you typically, if you have a veteran kicker that's available, it's because something has gone awry. Either their distance or their accuracy isn't there anymore. And I think about Justin Tucker, and I know Justin Tucker had his off the field stuff. That's not what I'm talking about. But there was a point for a long period where Justin Tucker was the most accurate kicker in the history of the NFL. And then all of a sudden, it's like he just wasn't anymore. And it's so bizarre to see how quickly that can change. Well, so too is it true with Younghoe Koo, who was awesome. I mean, he was awesome for Atlanta for so long. His field goal percentage in 2019 was 88.5. Then he was 94.9, 93.1, 86.5, 86.5, 73.5, 66.7. Like, he was great until he wasn't. And this is a guy who's played 98 games across 8 seasons in his NFL career, and he's 31 years old. And it just feels like every kicker hits a point where I don't know if it's the repeat. I'm not a kicker, right? Like, if I had to go do the Herb Street thing on game day, I'm the one that you'd see on TikTok going viral for like kicking a ball straight into somebody's face at a 45-degree angle. Like, that would be me. So I have no idea. But it's just so interesting to see how this happens. And then there's guys like Morton Anderson or John Carney who kick into their 40s, and maybe they don't have the distance anymore, but they never lose the repeatable motion and the accuracy. And Younghoe Koo has just, boom, lost it. But he's still hanging on, and the Saints are working him out. And I think it's important because you always want to keep an up-to-date scouting report on players in case. What if you have an injury? What if you have a pulled hamstring 1 week? I mean, knock on for Micah, you don't want to see any of that happen, but like, what if you do? So you want to make sure that you have an up-to-date evaluation of prospects and players in case you want to see them. And it's also very common that in the NFL, when you have divisional familiarity with people, Koo being with the Falcons for so long, the Saints saw Younghoe Koo, and there's tremendous familiarity there with him, with his ability. So for New Orleans, you've got 2 place kickers on the roster right now. They made the decision to stick with Charlie Smith. And so Charlie Smith, who we talked to at Super Bowl last year, young guy, 24 years old, big kid, strong leg, from Ireland. We know his story. And there's a lot of optimism around Charlie Smith. But the same was true, prior, when you thought that you had found your place kicker of the future. Now, remember, we also hang on. Sorry, I want to get the guy's name. I know it's Shipley. I can't remember his first name. Mason Shipley. So we had Mason Shipley on the show last week. So remember, Mason Shipley is another guy from Texas. He kind of bounced around in his college career. Started at Oklahoma State. Bounced around a little bit. It went to Texas. Where was he? Texas State? Is that where he was? Was it Texas State? Mason Chipley? Don't worry about it.
I don't remember.
Anyway, he and then landed at Texas and he landed at Texas, finished his career there this past year, undrafted free agent, signed with the Saints. So you've got a couple of options there, and then you're working out Younghoe Koo. I think it's unlikely they sign Younghoe Koo, but it's probably one of those where you keep an up-to-date evaluation. Because, listen, a year ago when the Saints had made the commitment to Blake Grupe, we thought that was the guy. And then all of a sudden he just wasn't, and they cut him. And for a lot of years, Sean Payton, we'd always joke, man, Sean Payton and them kickers, man. Guy missed one. Sean was looking in the Rolodex for who's next. We don't know how Kellen Moore is going to react to that because he's been a head coach for 1 year. But he's already made that change, cutting Grupe, going with Charlie Smith. So we'll see if that becomes a revolving door, if they're able to develop some type of consistency there. But the Saints are bringing in Younghoe Koo for a workout. If they do sign him, we'll certainly pass it along and let you know. All right, it is after further review. LSU basketball added a player today. We'll if you missed that, we'll recap that here in just a quick second. We are brought to you by Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry, lmfj.com. lmfj.com for Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. Mother's Day Sunday, y'all. Thrill mom with a gift in the red box from Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. Mother's Day is Sunday. Graduation is here as well. They get so many amazing gift ideas for the mom in your life, for the graduate on your list. Check out Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. You shop them online at lmfj.com, lmfj.com. Maybe elegant pearls, beautiful piece of diamond jewelry. Remember, every diamond, before it goes in the cases, is hand inspected by a family member. Scott goes all over the world, goes to India on these diamond buying trips to go get the best selection to bring back here to Louisiana. 9 locations in all. You can find the location nearest you or shop them online at lmfj.com, lmfj.com for Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. Thrill mom with a gift in the red box from Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. If you missed it earlier today, the LSU basketball Tigers have landed a commitment from Michigan State. Divine Ugochukwu. Nailed it. Don't let your boy get hot. Don't let your boy get hot.
I mean, you're going to have a lot of opportunities here
No
with the international flair they're going for.
Brian Chauvin on the text line said, with all these foreign people coming on the basketball team, announcing a game is going to be hilarious. It's unenviable.
That's for sure.
And the thing about announcing basketball is it's continuous action. And so it's not like you have the opportunity before the play starts to know that Ugo Chuku just came into the game at running back and he gets the carry. And you can compose yourself, right? Handoff right side, it's Ugo Chuku chopped down at the 42, right? It's Ugo Chuku flips it around to the right wing to, what's the guy's name?
Santos
Yang.
or Nyang.
I didn't need you to answer. I was just calling the play. Muse. Damn it, Muse. Stop stepping on me. I'm trying to call a play, and you're making it even worse.
All right, go.
No, I don't want to anymore.
Well.
And we're going to do the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire bit. Dim the lights. All right, give me one, Muse.
Oh, all right. We're going to need you to spell Ugochukwu.
You didn't even pronounce it correctly. You flipped the first and the third letters.
Did I?
Yeah, you did. You said Ugochukwu. It's Ugo Chuku.
Ugochukwu.
Yeah. Can you use it in a sentence?
Ugochukwu flips it around to the right. Dang it. See, that's why it's going to be tough.
You can't even talk.
Ugochukwu pass to the right wing to Niang.
Ugochukwu.
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 Country of origin, please.
I have to look that up.
Any alternate pronunciations? Musso.
Well, I was trying to do multiple things at once. Sorry.
We talked about this an hour and a half ago.
I know, and I had one of them dubbed in there.
And you had an hour and a half. Paul, turn the lights back on, please. It's okay. See, I mean,
we can try again. They're going to get another one. We can try again next time.
We're not going to try again. We're not, because you're not going to dub it in. It's going to go into an ad. We're going to screw it up again. We're going to waste people's time. You're going to say Ugo Chuku instead of Ugo Chuku.
What's going to be a different name?
But ideally, we'd have multiple that we could go through. If we had a bit where we're dancing a little bit.
The real issue is I didn't have the country of origin. If I would have had the country of origin, I had to look that up.
If only we talked about it before the show started.
Well, I'm just saying that's the real problem.
And we talked about it before the show started. You've had 90 minutes. What?
I was just going to say before the show, yes, but I mean, we were in Sports Center. Like, it wasn't like we did
and
this.
And you've had 90
That's why I didn't. That's why I said, nah. That's why I was like, okay, yeah, 90 minutes there.
I don't understand.
Well, that's like, I was going to say, like, okay, yeah, it was before the show, but it was literally like 30 seconds probably before the show. But then I was like, well, it's 4:30. There was time, so I wasn't going to go there.
John Jones said this is funny. Keep going. I would, John, except I don't think Musso has anything else teed up. So we're going to go to break is what we'll do. Maybe one day we'll try again. Maybe I'll wait till Lalandra's filling in or somebody, and we'll try again.
You know what? Go for it.
Right now or later?
No, later. I mean, sure, you're going to wait till later.
What are you reaching over there for?
I have to record your Darren James live that you're about to do so I can send it to DJ.
I didn't know if you were...
I mean, we can roll.
You said go for it, and you were reaching for something. Country of origin.
France.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but
I don't think his name is French, though. See, he may be from France, but I don't think Ugo Chuku is French. I would say Ugo Chuku it's certainly an African nation. I would say, I don't think it's Nigerian, because Nigerian names typically start with an O. Are you saying it's Nigerian? No?
That was going to be my guess, actually. Yeah, I can continue looking up. When I Googled
you don't have... Okay, I thought you had it.
I said France. That's what I had.
Okay. Let's just go to break. We'll go to break. We'll try bet. We'll try to execute. We'll try to execute a bit better next time. We'll revisit our Who Wants to Be a Millionaire LSU. You know what? That bit was as cumbersome as trying to say these names. Actually, it may look a lot like that in the games. There we go. And we did it. We landed the plate. It's AFR.
AFR.
And as Muse mentioned, we are brought to you by Darren James & Associates, brokered by LPT Realty, agent225.com, agent225.com. Hey, if you're thinking of selling your home, you need to call Darren James. You got a lot of options, right? You probably know someone who's a realtor, a friend, relative. What happens if you hire Cousin Betty, the realtor, and she doesn't sell your home, or she doesn't perform the level of service or have the communication you would expect? What do? You fire Cousin Betty? That makes it really awkward around Thanksgiving and Christmas. How about you call the realtor that has a customer service guarantee? If at any point you're not thrilled with the level of service Darren provides, you can fire him. Let you out of the contract free and clear, no questions asked. And by the way, in his entire career in real estate, no one has ever taken him up on that, because Darren's level of customer service is exceptional. It's why he's the best. Agent225.com. Agent225.com for Darren James.
Think real estate. Think Darren James.
My father, J.B. Falgu, had a vision of growth for First American Bank and the communities we serve. The bank's foundation was built on his legacy of compassion, loyalty, and dedication. Through his years of leadership, First American has prospered to heights even J.B. could not have imagined. I know my father would be extremely proud of the customer service and financial stability that First American provides to Southeast Louisiana. We continue to thrive because of the legacy of J.B. Falgout.
Every Raising Cane's chicken finger is marinated, battered by hand, and cooked to order to perfection. We don't have heat lamps, because when you make it right, you can taste it in every bite. Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
As a business owner, you're always focused on how you can improve the bottom line. Well, when was the last time you shopped your insurance coverage? Insurance Network of Louisiana can help. If you're a business owner, let my friends at Insurance Network of Louisiana see if they can find you better coverage for less money. They always offer exceptional customer service and partner with only the best providers. So check them out online today at lainsurance.net.
Who bears the standard? Who sets the bar? It's not those satisfied by low-hanging fruit or by taking it easy. Now the standard is set by the best of us, by those who work hard. Dig deeper. Give more. At Sunshine, we're proud to provide John Deere products that work hard for you, the standard bearers. Find the dealer nearest you at sunequip.com.
Man, age is just a number. Don't let it dictate how you feel. Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness has anti-aging services that can help you look and feel your best. Visit yourgoodwood.com and discover a renewed sense of vitality.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. Healthcare for your lifestyle. Learn more at decisioncriticalbr.com.
Aaron Goldberg, in response to Muso's faux pas in the last segment. 4:30, Muso is high. Kyle D. Matt, not a shocker. It's slightly after 4:20. Muso can't speak. How did I miss that one?
I don't know.
I mean, that was right there for the taking.
You let a 3-0 heater middle in.
I mean,
just go right by you, dude.
Just stared at it.
Yeah. Bat on the shoulder. Blinked. Missed it.
They didn't even give me the take sign.
No.
It wasn't like, hey, you're taking 3-0 because this guy can't throw a strike. It's you're just swing away. Hey, swing away. Go be a hitter up there. Nope.
They don't get more in your wheelhouse than that one's going. You're slacking a little bit there, gotta say.
I'm waiting for the slurve that falls 3 feet off the plate. That's what I'm waiting for. Just drive that thing the other way.
Lunge at it.
Yeah, it's leaving the yard too. Get ready. Brad Lambert said it kind of sounds Russian to me. Jim, Matt, I bet we don't see these last names on the basketball jerseys. What?
I don't get it. I don't get that.
Maybe because they're long?
I guess.
Santos.
All right. But, I mean, how many people you've seen them have, like, the horseshoe name on the back because it's
like
long?
The most egregious ever. The two most egregious ever are Shea Gilgeous-Alexander.
Yeah, it's so bad, dude.
I mean, it basically is from hip to hip.
Yeah.
And then Henry Rowan Gardner.
Henry Rowan. Rosenbagger.
God knows up. Warm up. You're going in. Hey, way to go, Runamaker. Never doubted the kid for a minute.
Love Rookie of the Year, man.
Greg Lehman. How many times will it take Musso stepping on you for you to lose it? A0, B2, C5, D10. That was a disaster. Tell Musso he's fine.
I get fired every day.
Actually, Greg
Not as much
also
as
said,
Brain.
Greg said that was a stupid analogy. 3-0 green light isn't usually given. 2-0 heater would have been more appropriate.
How about the 3-1 heater?
I mean, you could certainly be told to take 3-0.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Greg, I disagree with you, Greg.
I mean, in modern baseball, Greg, you're not getting a heater 2-0. It's not happening. It's going to be the slider.
Hey, Greg, shut up.
Little change piece in a 2-0 count. Anything but the heater.
You want to notch a CG shut piece, you're throwing that chicken piece 2-0. All right, it's after further review. Thanks for hanging out with us here. If this is just since we've completely gone off the rails, or moderately gone off the rails, I might as well mention this now. Terrell came to my house yesterday. We had the parish construction and roofing marketing meeting like we do every Tuesday. So this was 2 days ago. It was Tuesday. And after the meeting, Terrell, who has, I'm sure he'll talk, well, he's not going to be here tomorrow. Georgie's got the state track meet. Good luck to Georgie and all the track athletes. They didn't post it. They didn't post it on Twitter. So Terrell has gotten into what you call attic diving or whatever, like going through people's attics looking for their baseball cards. He has a wild idea that he wants to start a business where he goes into people's, he says, can I just go look into your attic? Almost like Storage Wars, and just look for your baseball cards, and if I find them, I can keep them. And people are like, all right, go clean up my attic. I don't care. So Terrell goes to my house and goes up in my attic. And what the part that he really missed here is, like, there was just no shot that he was going to find anything of value, because I was very diligent in collecting my baseball cards. I spent a lot of time and money as a kid collecting cards. I just came up in the junk wax era, and nothing is worth anything. But like, I was one of those kids that had everything, and I had the Beckett subscription, so everything. Cases, binders, organized by set, numbered, the whole deal, right? So, but he goes into my attic, and he wants to find my baseball cards. And so we spent part of the day on Tuesday. Look, here's our garage. There's my cold plunge. Look, there's my cold plunge, my sauna right there. Cold plunge, sauna, scones area. Anyway, so Terrell goes up in my attic and pulls down all my baseball cards, and lo and behold, he found absolutely nothing. I mean, yesterday I was over at the office, and he's got some shoe boxes that were loose cards, and I'm just like, by the way, that shoe box of loose cards, I guarantee you there's zero chance you find anything. Those are garbage sets with names you will not know. That's why they're not in any type of, if it's loosely in a box, there's no shot you're finding anything of value.
That makes sense, yeah.
I mean, he starts opening up binders, and I have like paper taped to the inside of the binder. It's like 1991 Leaf, and the three that are missing from the set in order, like 1, Cal Ripken, 86, Joey Bell, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, oh, look, there's Santa. Erica's little Santa. Santa's lawn ornament. All these boxes and whatnot. So go check it out. You want to see this video of what Scone's attic looks like, you can see it. It's on the Parish Construction and Roofing, I think, Instagram, Facebook. Got to post on Twitter as well. But there's the flag. That's the flag that Terrell, in the 2000 College World Series, after they won the College World Series, we were in the front row in right field, and when they were doing their victory lap, my buddy Ben had an LSU flag on a pole, and Terrell, who I didn't know at the time, took the flag. And so the flag is actually in the team photo.
Hey.
And so after the College World Series, Ben found Ryan, got him to sign the flag, and it's now signed and encased in my attic.
Wait, why doesn't Ben have it?
Well, Ben passed.
Oh,
so it's okay. It's okay. No, it's okay. So, but it's a great memento that I have, because that was it was an amazing trip. It was one of the best memories of my life, was the 2000 College World Series, because it was my dad, my brother, me, and then Ben, and obviously we made that trip together. So anyway, but that's it. It's a massive display with the flag, photos, newspaper clippings, giant thing. Whenever Eric and I got married, there's just no way that was going on the wall anywhere. So now it's in the attic. It used to be very prominently displayed when Ben and I and my buddy Ski, the three of us lived in our sort of bachelor house together. It was like in the den.
That makes sense.
It was the giant thing above the couch.
Oh, yeah, right above the fireplace.
Yeah,
Just center in the room.
Boom! We didn't have a fireplace. But yeah. But
you know what I mean.
Boom,
yeah.
above the couch. And or the futon, as it were.
There we go. Futon.
But, yeah. Because futons used to be a thing.
Those come in clutch, man.
Are futons still a thing?
Yeah,
Are they?
Yeah, at least they were when I was in college. I would assume that still in like dorm rooms and things. I mean, it's a little cheaper option than a couch. You know, it folds out. You can sleep on it. Good things for college kids.
Ray Lewis. Yep.
Has Terrell actually gone in other people's attics or just yours?
Yeah. Somebody else let him go up there.
My goodness.
I know. So if you want to see what my attic looks like, go to Parish Construction and Roofing on Instagram or Facebook, and you'll see the video of Terry sifting through all my crap. Oh, look, there's me. Let's say Old Catholic High D-Day, 1998. That was our undershirt for D-Day when we played Santa Ma. We actually wore cotton undershirts.
Dude, why?
It was 1998.
So it wasn't hot in 1998?
There was no such thing as dry fit in 1998, Muse.
Now that's fair.
I know you're 6 years old.
That's not true. I'm not 6 years old.
You were 5 in 1998. You have no concept of that.
Yeah, that's right. 5.
I know that's right. I can math.
Yeah, that's 5. Yeah.
I can math. Anyway. All right, it's after further review. We are brought to you by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. It's not just healthcare, it's healthcare for your lifestyle. You go in someone's attic, you sweat a bunch, you need to hydrate, Decision Critical can come give you an IV at your home, at your office. They have B12 shots in clinic weekly. And, of course, they can help with any type of health care that you need. Post-operative recovery, maybe it's hospice in-home, whatever it may be. Our friends at Decision Critical, their expert nurses are here to help. And they're all over the state of Louisiana. They got their Dallas office as well, so not just in Baton Rouge, although it's decisioncriticalbr.com. They're all over the state and in Dallas as well. Decisioncriticalbr.com. Okay, quick break. Muse will wrap up the hour with Tigers and the Pros. Excuse me. Cat Terrell in 30 minutes. We'll get a preview of Saints rookie minicamp. I do want to talk also a little LSU football after the top of the hour in 15 minutes. A guy who, for an obvious reason, we didn't talk a lot about in spring that I want to highlight in about 15 minutes. We'll get to that next. It's AFR.
AFR.
If you're bored, killing time, maybe sitting in traffic. I mean, if you're at a red light, you can do this, but don't do this if you're please don't do this if you're driving. Maybe you're waiting on your kids to get out of school, so you're just sitting in the parking lot waiting for them to get done with practice or whatever you're listening to the show. Pull out your phone and go to DuplessisBuilders.net. 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 That's the website for Duplessis Pools. Right on the homepage, they have a pick your. You've heard me talk about this before. They have a pick your pool button. They've got 11 different pool designs, and it's interactive. You can actually pick out all the features and design your pool right there on the website. So 11 different designs. Then you can pick out your tiling, your coping, do you want lights? Do you want a water feature? Do you want a sun deck? All the different things that you could add on right there. You can even pay for it, finance it right there on the website. I mean, you could be in the queue right now. But anyway, go right there right now. DuplessisBuilders.net. DuplessisBuilders.net.
Jordan Faber here with some exciting news. Faber Automotive has officially arrived. We're proud to introduce your new hometown dealership, Faber Chevrolet GMC. That means more inventory, better deals, and the same great local team. Now backed by the trusted Faber family name. Whether you're shopping or servicing, you'll feel the difference from day one. Allow us the opportunity to earn your business.
Fabry Chevrolet GMC. Visit us in St. Francisville or online at FabryChevrolet.com.
It's not easy to be a champion.
It's built from every swing, pitch, and game all season long. In the grind, the focus,
and in the recovery.
FMOL Health, Our Lady of the Lake experts provide best-in-class care.
for our state's world-class athletes. Because it takes a champion to care for champions.
I trust the lake to keep me at my best.
From championship athletes to everyday champions, trusted care starts here.
I'm Gabrielle McLeod on behalf of the Louisiana Propane Dealers. I have spent hundreds of hours preparing for scholarship competitions. That preparation paid off when I won the Fitness and Talent Awards along with the title of Miss Louisiana. The Louisiana Propane Dealers are also pretty talented and want you to be prepared for when the power goes out. Visit louisianapropane.com to find out about propane generators and other safety tips. Louisiana Propane, it truly is the fuel for our future.
Sometimes you ignore the signs, even when they're right in front of you. Problem gambling isn't always easy to spot. Know the signs. Set your limit. Learn more about healthy gambling habits by visiting us online or text or call for free confidential help now.
After Further Review with Matt Moscona, presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. Healthcare for your lifestyle. Learn more at decisioncriticalbr.com.
All right, wrapping up hour number 2, and glad to have you hanging out with us here. Cat Terrell in about 25 minutes from right now. We'll talk some Saints rookie minicamp. Right now, Muso, Tigers in the pros.
Tigers in the pros. They still bleed purple and gold. They're just really rich now.
All right, we kick this off with some fun news for a former Tiger. That's right. DJ LeMahieu back in the game of baseball. Not in the major leagues. He is retired. But DJ LeMahieu has been named the manager of the Royal Oak Leprechauns of the Northwoods League, Collegiate Summer Baseball. So shout out to DJ. Where I guess Royal Oak is the town. It is a neighboring town of his hometown, Bloomfield Hills, Michigan. So he's back home. Going to manage the Royal Oak Leprechauns of the Northwoods Collegiate Baseball, Summer Baseball League.
Okay.
I kind of dig it, man. Kind of dig it. So shout out to DJ. Well, maybe we'll
stay busy, Deej.
We'll follow a couple of their games, see how he does in his first year managing.
Okay.
To other baseball, Paul Skeens was shoved day yesterday, and boy, did he. 8 shutout innings, 2 hits, no walks, 7 punch-outs, 97 pitches, and a 1-0 game, and the Pirates pulled him at 97 pitches. Didn't let him go for the complete game shut piece. Paul Skeens has never thrown a complete game in the major leagues outside of an 8-inning loss because, the Pittsburgh Pirates. I think they should have let him go. They didn't, but he's 5-2 on the year. And he's been, remember when his ERA started at like 67? Yeah, it's down to 2.3. Short-lived there.
Is that good?
That's pretty good. Alex Lang, inning and a third. No hits a night ago, but did give up a run. Walked a guy as well. And the Kansas City Royals, they fell. Alex Bregman went 1 for 4. Single. Scored, walked, punched out twice.
Ooh.
Been holding steady, though. Been holding steady, Bregman. And NBA playoffs. Naz Reid.
Should have stayed.
Game number 2, Spurs and T-Wolves. Reid, 21 minutes off the bench, 11.7 boards. Big win for the Spurs. And Trendon Watford, a healthy scratch last night for the 76ers in their game 2 versus the Knicks.
Was he scratched or did he just DNP?
DNP. Okay. But he's healthy. That's what it said. Healthy
he didn't
DNP.
play.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. But he was dressing on the bench.
Yeah. Dressing on the bench. Just didn't get in. Coach's decision, they'll call it. That's Tigers in the pros.
Presented by Our Lady of the Lake. Success takes a team, and not just on the field at FMOL Health. That team is more than 20,000 strong, delivering care across Louisiana and Mississippi as one connected, mission-driven health system. As a $5 billion health system with nationally recognized quality, and not one but 2 Exceptional Workplace Awards from Gallup. FMOL Health has built something people trust and continues to grow to meet the needs of the communities they serve. And, of course, when LSU needed a partner to care for its student-athlete, they chose Our Lady of the Lake as its championship health partner. FMOL Health, Our Lady of the Lake, and LSU. Together, we roar. Learn more at ololrmc.com/LSU. How about the Otter last night? The Ducks won as a it was Randy McKay's pick, but lost with the under 1.5 in the first quarter of the first period. So 1-1 on the hockey plays, but Spurs hit. Over in the Nationals Twins hit. Red Sox money line hit. Nice little day there for the Otter. He's coming. Otterlocks live over at LouisianaSports.net if you want them right now. Oh, and told you a little bounce back for Philly last night. Covered the 10.5. Lost the game. Covered the 10.5. Much better effort. Hour 3 next.
AFR.
You know, Louisiana is the mold capital of the world. Say that often. And it makes sense, right? It's humid and it's wet. I woke up this morning, getting in my cold plunge in the garage, the window right next to the cold plunge. You could just hear it was storming rain. And I know when that happens, and if people have water intrusion, leaks, whatever, you know, getting into your sheetrock or into your insulation, it's a breeding ground for mold. It's wet, it's humid. So if you have mold or think you might, you need to knock that out. Toxic mold is bad news. Call Parish Restoration. Or log on to parishrestoration.com. It's mold remediation done right the first time. parishrestoration.com. parishrestoration.com. They'll spray their patented non-toxic dry fog, knock out that mold, get you clean, sanitized, smelling great. parishrestoration.com.
If your office is experiencing performance issues like slow networks, jammed printers, or disappearing files, Advanced Office Systems may be right for you. With powerful IT solutions, print management, document imaging, and security systems, they help offices regain confidence naturally. Side effects may include uncontrollable efficiency, smoother workflows, and a sudden burst of office joy. Say goodbye to those emotional breakdowns in the supply closet and get back on track with Advanced Office Systems.
After a decade of working in private duty nursing, I know how hard it can be to find compassionate care for the ones that you love the most. So I started Decision Critical, a premier concierge nursing agency, so we can take care of you wherever you are. Our highly skilled nurses provide exceptional care from the comfort of your own home with personalized packages for short-term, long-term, or even around-the-clock care. Visit us at decisioncriticalbr.com and give us a call today to get started.
At Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer, we know you deserve value when you purchase equipment. Right now, take advantage of the powerful 3025E tractor for just $297 a month, with 0% financing for 72 months. Tractor packages with a trailer also available. Whether you're tackling land, property, or projects, get your job done. Don't wait. This offer ends June 30th, 2026. Some restrictions apply. Visit sunequip.com or stop by a Sunshine location today.
Hi, this is Beth Serena. Welcome to my pool. The first time I saw this beautiful pool, it exceeded every expectation that I had. They were able to get everything we wanted in this pool. It is a beautiful pool. We live out here, we eat out here, we watch TV out here. This is like our living room outside. We love this pool and everything about it. When we decided to build our pool, we called a great friend who is one of the best pool builders in the country in North Louisiana, and we said, who would you choose to build a pool in Baton Rouge? And without a hesitation, he told us Russell Pools. He said their history, tradition of great builds, great pools was unmatched. So of course, who did we call? Russell Pools. The advice I would give to anyone looking to build a pool is first call Russell Pools. They'll do an incredible job. It'll be incredibly organized. It'll be time efficient. And you will have your pool in no time.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. The NCAA Men's and Women's Selection Committees voted to expand both the men's and women's college basketball tournaments to 76 teams starting next season. Both the Pistons and Thunder look to hold on to home court advantage when they each host Game 2s of their respective second-round NBA playoff series tonight. Detroit's home to a Cleveland team that has yet to win on the road this postseason. Coverage bottom of the hour, ESPN Radio. OKC, coming off an 18-point win in the opener, is home to the Lakers. Knicks forward OG Anunoby, right hamstring strain day-to-day, questionable for Game 3 against the 76ers tomorrow. ESPN NBA analyst Kendrick Perkins.
The New York Knicks are playing mind games with the Philadelphia 76ers when they list them day to day. Because if I'm in the front office of the New York Knicks, it's no way in hell I'm bringing them back for 3 and 4. It's not no day to day. No, you're out. We'll see you for Game 5 if you're available, and if it's not that serious.
Hornets signed coach Charles Lee to a contract extension after a 25-win improvement this past season, and the team coming within one game of ending a lengthy playoff drought.
ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Insurance. Progressive can help you protect your home, auto, boat, motorcycle, ATV, and RV, and more. And if something wasn't mentioned that you had in mind, find out if it can be covered at Progressive.com or 1-800-PROGRESSIVE, because it probably can be.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Raising Cane studio.
Let's ride!
Hour 3. Off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. It's AFR. Presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. I'm Matt.
This is Shaq O'Neal, and I hate Matt.
Paul O'Neal.
They're chanting Paul O'Neal's name.
You sure. And Mr. Toby Tom Blake. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there and make it a good one. 5 o'clock quitting time. Glad you are driving home with us. Cat Terrell in about 15 minutes from right now. Saints are starting rookie minicamp this weekend, so I want to welcome Cat onto the show. Get kind of a preview of who and what we should be keeping an eye out for. That'll come up here in just a smidge. LSU spring football is over, and so we kind of enter this weird period in college football where it's affectionately known as talking season, where you're not going to have any more on-field stuff until teams report for fall camp. So you've got really all of May, all of June, and effectively half of July, because that's when media day starts, and that really is the acceleration of talking season. But the next 10 weeks of college football is really non-existent. It's one of the things, frankly, that the NFL has done exceptionally well, is they have found a way to make their sport a 12-month sport. Because the season obviously begins in late July with training camp, into the preseason, to the regular season, to the playoffs, which goes until February, which then goes straight into Senior Bowl, Combine, free agency, draft, rookie minicamps, OTAs. You get it. I mean, the NFL is a 12-month league. And college football has this long period where we just kind of talk about things. But it is actually a little bit of space where you don't have things developing or breaking news, where you can kind of take account of what we saw, learned in spring, and dissect it a little bit as we look ahead. And one thing maybe we didn't talk a lot about in spring is Whit Weeks, and oddly, and the value in him coming back. Because remember I know I've mentioned this a ton. There were 3 players on both sides of the ball that this new staff prioritized. And it was on offense, Trez Green, Harlan Berry, Braylon Moore. They got them all back. And defensively, it was the 2 corners, DJ Pickett, PJ Woodland, and of course, Whit Weeks. And I think because last year was just so disappointing because of the injuries with Whit, where he only played in 8 games last season. And even that 8 comes with a little bit of an asterisk, right? Because at the end of the season when he came back, it was really just him starting to ramp up. Like the Western Kentucky game was just him getting out there on the field with his brothers so they could have that iconic moment in LSU where the 3 Weeks brothers were all on the field at the same time. And then in Oklahoma, he was only out there for a limited amount of snaps and didn't play in the bowl game. So really, you saw Whit in 8 games, but not really. For comparison, I mean, it was by far his least productive season of his career. But you think about 2023, and that was the worst defense in LSU history, that 2023 defense, as we recall. But one thing that became obvious as that season went along was that when 40 was on the field, they were better. And he played in 11 games and started 3 times that year. By the end of the season, it was like, put 40 on the field. And he had 49 tackles, half a sack, 3.5 TFLs, but he's productive when he was out there. And then you go into the sophomore year of 2024, and it was a kaboom. He was first-team All-SEC. He was just incredible. 125 tackles in the 13 games. Incredibly, that season as a sophomore, Whit started 11 games. The first 2 games of the year in 2024, he wasn't starting. That's when Perkins was playing off-ball linebacker. Then ultimately they moved him out. But he was first-team All-SEC in 2024 from the AP, the SEC, the coaches. And then going into 2025, he was a preseason All-American. So we're talking about a guy that maybe it's hard to remember because it's been a while since we've seen it with our eyes. When you remember just how much of an impactful difference maker Whit Weeks is and can be on the field when he's available. And I bring this up today because there's a piece from ESPN where they looked at one player from every team in the preseason top 25 that should be a candidate for a national award. And at LSU, you've always got options, and especially in this offense with Lane Kiffin now, you could talk about Sam Levitt at quarterback, or you could talk about any of the number of receivers for the Biletnikoff. You certainly talk about DJ Pickett for the Thorpe. I mean, there's a lot of options, a lot of Ty Benefield for the Thorpe, a lot of ways you can go. But they mentioned Whit Weeks for the Butkus. And Andrea Adelson did the quick write-up, and she wrote, "There's little doubt that Weeks' decision to return was a huge win for new Tigers coach Lane Kiffin and defensive coordinator Blake Baker, who has his linchpin back. Sure to be preseason All-American, Weeks missed the bulk of last season with a broken ankle. In 2024, started 11 games with 125 tackles, 10 for loss and 3.5 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, 6 quarterback hurries, and a pick. If Weeks stays healthy and puts up that type of production again, he will be up for every major Defensive Player of the Year award in the country." Pretty impactful reminder of what you have potentially there in the middle of your defense. And coming out of spring, we discussed kind of the question marks at defensive tackle. Because remember, the 5-man rotation we saw at tackle in spring was Malik Blockton, Don McKinley, Stephylan Green. Those are your 3 veterans. And then the 2 freshmen, early enrollees, and Deuce Geralds and Richard Anderson. The most tackles in a season any of those guys have is 18. So you don't have really skins on the wall at defensive tackle. You got it with Prince Willuman-Mielen, but on the other side, Jordan Ross, former 5-star, but was a backup for 2 years at Tennessee. The next guy up at edge is probably Dylan Carpenter, who's basically been watching for 3 years. So there's a lot of questions about the defensive front. At linebacker, Whit Weeks was one of the nation's leaders in tackles in 2024. And TJ Daugherty led the SEC in tackles this past year, and Devon Keys was second. So you're looking at a linebacker room that has veteran, experience, playmakers, productivity, all right there. And, when Witt in the spring was talking to reporters, he kind of talked about that's really his objective, is just to be ready to go in fall.
I mean, overall, it's been really good. Just trying to get healthy right now. I mean, been grinding in the weight room. I mean, I don't like not being out there with the guys, but the number one goal for me right now is just to get healthy, to be able to roll into fall camp.
He doesn't need spring. It's the thing we repeated over and over. Witt Weeks doesn't need spring. He needs to be healthy for Clemson. There was a lot of times they were out there running drills, and you saw Ty Benefield just watching. So guys like Jace Thomas and Fahim Delane got a lot of reps with the ones because it was like, hey, you and your beautiful ACLs, just go stand there and watch. We don't need you on the field right now. So that's absolutely the right thing. It's how they sort of used Witt throughout spring. Initially, he was just watching, just with his jersey on. And then we saw him doing some agility with the trainers off to the side. And then we saw him, limited doing the position group work. And then by the end of spring, he was doing a little no contact running around in 7-on-7s. So they were starting to work him up a little bit more, but there's no reason to risk. And that's something Lane Kiffin talked about at the end of spring as well.
Like I said, I'm excited to get Witt back out there and get him to work. It's been good, for other guys getting the opportunities, but he and Blake have a really good relationship, but we need him to get back out there and, help us get better offensively by going against him. So I'm really looking forward to that as we, see he gets fully cleared.
I'll have to wait until fall camp, but probably a guy we should be talking about more. Obviously, he wasn't on the field, so he didn't get as much conversation throughout spring for obvious reasons, but someone who we'll talk plenty about as we lead toward the start of the 2026 season. All right, it's After Further Review. We're brought to you by First South Farm Credit. If you're thinking of buying land, your first call should be to First South Farm Credit. Remember, First South Farm Credit, they're expert lenders, and they have offices in Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, more than 40 offices. And they can help you buy land anywhere in the lower 48. So it doesn't matter if you want to buy 20 acres on the North Shore, if you want to buy that hunting property in Mississippi, 100 acres in Texas, 1,000 acres in Idaho. You want to go be a potato farmer, they can help you do that. If you do, maybe you don't. But if you do, they can help you do it. It's First South Farm Credit. Since 1916, 110 years, First South Farm Credit has helped Louisianians buy land. So if you're thinking of buying land, your first call should be to First South Farm Credit. Log on to firstsouthland.com, firstsouthland.com. Connect with a local loan officer that can help make your dream of land ownership a reality. firstsouthland.com, firstsouthland.com. All right, it's After Further Review. Thanks for hanging out with us here on this Thursday edition of AFR, presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. Saints are hitting the practice field for rookie minicamp here this weekend. Kat Terrell will jump aboard next. Tell us what we should be looking for. Stick around. It's AFR.
After Further Review.
If you want to feel your best, Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness can help. I thought they were an ED clinic. They do ED treatments. Yes, that's part of what they do. Funny name, funny logo, attention grabbing. It works. You paid attention to it. But really what they do is help men live their optimal life. What does that mean? Maybe it's hormone replacement therapy. Literally every one of us, you, me, all of us, as we age, our bodies produce less of the hormones that contribute to how we feel. Testosterone, growth hormone. And it happens at a different rate in everyone. But it's never just like a day and it's different. It's slow and gradual. So sometimes it's like the frog in the pot. You don't know till you're cooked. And we just get used to how we feel. And I'm telling you, there's a better way. You can regain your youthful energy, your waking energy. You can burn fat and build muscle and have great libido, and all of that stuff is possible. It's safe, it's affordable, it's Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. YourGoodwood.com. Check them out, YourGoodwood.com.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. Look, back pain can sideline you from the things you love. That's why I trust Dr. Kevin McCarthy and the team at the Spine Center of Louisiana. Dr. McCarthy doesn't just treat symptoms. He gets to the root of the problem. From advanced injection therapy to minimally invasive surgery, they've got the expertise to get you back in the game. With 5 locations across Louisiana, including right here in Baton Rouge, quality care is close to home. Call the Spine Center of Louisiana or visit spinela.com and tell them Matt sent you.
Ever wonder why cane sauce doesn't come in a pre-sealed packet? It's because it's made fresh inside every Raising Cane's every single day. Because when you make it right, you can taste it in every bite. Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
When it comes to industrial construction, River Parish Contractors can do it all. Mechanical, structural, custom fabrication, specialized welding and turnaround services. Strategically located in between Baton Rouge and New Orleans, we have the local team with the experience and commitment to safety to manage the most complex industrial projects. Period. Here's the deal. Partnering with us means your project is delivered on time, on budget, and most important, safely. River Parish Contractors, let's get building.
After a decade of working in private duty nursing, I know how hard it can be to find compassionate care for the ones that you love the most. So I started Decision Critical, a premier concierge nursing agency, so we can take care of you wherever you are. Our highly skilled nurses provide exceptional care from the comfort of your
After Further Review with Matt Moscona, presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. Healthcare for your lifestyle. Learn more at decisioncriticalvr.com.
Jimmy will be here for Otterlocks in about 30 minutes. Remember, Otterlocks are live at LouisianaSports.net if you want to get them right now. Saints on the practice field, the rookies anyway, for rookie minicamp. Kat Terrell, good enough to join us, talk a little bit about it. How are you, Kat?
I'm doing great, Matt. How are you?
Doing fantastic. How much stock do you put into rookie minicamp each year?
Honestly, not a lot. You know how it is this time of the year. They can't even wear pads, so you can't really learn a lot. But it is our first chance to meet with these rookies and kind of get a sense of their personalities and also talk to the assistant coaches about them. So for reporters, it's kind of a super valuable weekend to just get insight about who these players are. But, you know, if a rookie is struggling this weekend or looks great, it's hard to put too much stock into it, knowing how much things could change when training camp opens.
Okay, since we haven't had a chance to speak to you since the draft, maybe just your 10,000-foot view, the recap. What was your takeaway from the draft in this rookie class?
With the draft itself, it's kind of funny. It's almost as if the Saints have maybe finally learned that it's okay to not trade all your draft assets and just use what you have. I know there's all those rumors flying around right before the draft that they were going to make a trade up possibly, and I just couldn't understand why they would do that. And I thought the way they approached the draft this year was good. I thought that wide receiver was their biggest need, and they definitely filled that with 3 wide receivers. So, you know, as far as needs go, I think they addressed a number of them, but I know I've talked up wide receivers for months, so I'm very excited to see those guys in particular this weekend, and especially Jordan Tyson.
Jordan Tyson's going to wear 0. We learned that today. So that was Ugo Amadi, wasn't it? So
it was.
So he's not the first 0 in Saints history, but probably the most the wealthiest zero in Saints history? Is that fair?
He might be. They're only allowed to wear zero for the past couple of years, right? It hasn't been very long at all. So when Tyson picked that, I was like, oh, okay, that's interesting. I would not have guessed that was the number he was going to go with.
It was his college number, so I guess that makes sense that he gets to snag that. There was the short video of Tyson and Tyler Shuck meeting. Give me a sense, getting to know Tyler Shuck, I guess as little as you have over the last year, how you think he handles right now being the guy with this rookie class coming in.
I really think that he has taken a great approach to this role ever since he got here. And, I know all my answers at the moment are super positive, right? The approach to draft, right?
Yes.
Tyler Shuck's doing well. Maybe that just underscores kind of how everyone is thinking right now. It's that time of the year where there's hope. But I wrote this last summer. I talked to Shuck for an interview I think we sat down for 2 hours and just talked for a long time. And, he at that point had already made a lot of strides towards becoming a good teammate, working out with the guys, things like that. And I think that he understands what this role takes. It's not just the role specifically on the field, but in New Orleans specifically, you need to be part of the community. If anyone has been paying attention, he has been at every single event.
Yeah.
To the point where I'm like, are you going to sleep at some point? And so all of that's great, and I think that it's the right approach. I think that, now he has a chance to have his teammates look at him as the guy, when last year that was different. But at the end of the day, he does have to prove it on the field, and I think he knows and has said he only played a few games last year. So we really won't know for a long time if he's going to be able to translate this thing long term. But I think right now in the offseason, you really can't ask for more from him.
Kat Terrell's our guest, ESPN.com at @Kat_Terrell. Aside from Jordan Tyson, who's a rookie this weekend, for whatever reason, maybe you're most interested to see?
Oh, that's a good question. It might be boring to say receiver again. I think that the three receivers are pretty uniquely different. And so, Barron Brown is going to be more of a kick returner, but or at least right now he is. So I'm interested to see that. But maybe Lorenzo Styles. I know some of these guys developmental. Sorry, that's not a receiver, but I'm also excited to see him. I was going to say Bryce Lance, but maybe Lorenzo Styles. I'm kind of intrigued. I know it's the other Styles brother, but I want to see what he can do on the field.
I mean, when you run a sub 4.3, you're going to get people's attention, right?
Oh, yeah, of course. Everyone's going to be talking about that for several weeks when we have nothing to talk about until OTAs really start. But that's exciting. It's exciting time of year. Everyone's kind of intrigued by the unknown, right?
Is he a guy that you think or maybe that they target as the Alontae Taylor role, or are they thinking of him more as a safety?
I think that they said that that's possible. I mean, I don't know that, that they were specifically going in saying, this is the guy that's going to replace Alontae Taylor. I think ideally they may have wanted to do that earlier in the draft. But, yeah, I do think he's a potential guy for that role. I mean, that's going to be a fun role this summer to see what they do. I mean, do they use Julian Blackman in the star role? That and receiver are probably the two competitions I want to see the most. Receiver, to keep harping on it, I just find it interesting because it went from a room where there was no one left to a room where now they're going to have to actually make some cuts.
I know.
And that's kind of not fun. That's a weird way that's a weird way for me to say it, but it's a fun competition to watch.
Sure. UDFAs, there's always somebody who makes the team, right? Kat, you may know this. Has there ever been a year where a UDFA didn't make that initial 53? Is there anyone in that group that you think is positioned to have a real shot to make the team?
That was a good first question. I don't know the answer to that. There has to be a year. Sometimes it can be almost a bad thing if too many UDFAs make the roster. It kind of tells you there might be something wrong. I think in 2015, I think that was their record for amount of not only UDAs making the roster, but having very big roles. This is kind of a smaller class. I think that's too early to say. I don't know. I'd have to think about it by position. You know, what kind of has the most room available for someone to probably step in. I think running back would be really difficult to make noise there unless something happens with Kamara. I don't know. Let me get back to you on that answer once I see them this weekend. But, you know, I do think that one or two at least will make this roster. But it might not be the UDFAs that are on the roster right now.
Okay.
Might be guys they pick up later.
Do you think, since you mentioned it, do you think anything happens with Kamara?
I wonder if I know he has said into his interview with Teron Armstead, he is acting like he's going to be on the team. And I do still wonder if they're going to approach him for some sort of pay cut. And so, you know, it's all well and good that he wants to be on the team. That's a very positive sign. But I do think that doesn't necessarily mean that's the be-all, end-all of it. So I kind of want to see what happens the next few weeks in terms of if there's anything changing with his contract, because that's really going to determine it, right? Do the Saints want to currently pay these two running backs upwards of $10 million a year, or do they see something different from Kamara and a different role? You know, I've been told, I think kind of all spring, that there wasn't really any rush with this timeline with Kamara. So it certainly doesn't sound like he's going to retire, but I do wonder if anything happens contractually in the next few weeks that could change anything. And he also doesn't go to OTAs, so I wouldn't expect that to change this year either. So I guess we might not find out for a while.
Kat, last thing for you. With rookie minicamp, they always bring in veteran tryout players, right? Like JT Woods is a guy we talked about. Younghoe Koo is going to be there. Are these guys actually is this a tryout to make the team, or is this just the Saints evaluating guys so they sort of have an updated scouting report on them?
I think it's both. I think sometimes a few guys can come out of this weekend, get a tryout, and really it's a tryout for the tryout, right? So they get this tryout, they make the team, and they have to go replicate that all over again during OTAs, minicamp, and training camp. And as injuries happen, sometimes those guys that make the team in May might not have a job in a few weeks because they need another position. So it's a combination of both. The kicker is interesting, I think, actually, this weekend, because obviously they want to bring in some competition for Charlie Smith. Charlie Smith is a great story, but he had an inconsistent training camp last year. So I don't think they're just handing him the job. So that could be kind of interesting to watch, not only now to see if anything comes out of these tryouts, but whether or not someone pushes him in camp next year. I'm sorry, I've been out of town all week, so I'm clearly tired. Next month from now?
Where were you?
Well, I went to Chicago for a few days, and then I was in Bristol at ESPN headquarters. So I got home pretty late last night. And then, you know, I was asked if I wanted to come on with you today, and I was like, of course I would come on with Matt. So, you know, you're just going to have to forgive my brain lapses until I get a lot more sleep.
You're doing awesome. What did you think of the Derby?
I thought it was fun. I lost $50 with my bet, but I love the story.
It's the best way to do it, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's all in good fun, and I really liked the horse. I liked Golden Tempo. I just didn't think he was good enough to beat some of those other horses, and I thought it was great. It's unfortunate he's skipping the Preakness, but, you know, love to see some history made, the first female trainer to win the Derby. So, you know, Preakness, a little less exciting now, but the Belmont will be fun in a few weeks if some of these horses come back and run in it.
Kat, the closest I get to horse racing is when I go to Jazz Fest every year. I mean, I just, you know, I don't know anything about it. But I know it's a passion play for you, so that's awesome to get your perspective. And I love whiskey as well, as do you, and that's always a thing in Kentucky with the Derby. So we have that synergy as well. See?
Exactly. We both love Weller.
Yeah, we do.
And really any type of good bourbon, and that does go hand in hand with the Derby.
I'm here for it.
Yeah. Hopefully I'll get back up to the Derby one day and get to watch it in person again. I've been lucky enough to do that a few times.
Would you recommend, grandstand or infield?
The grandstand, definitely. I don't think you can see that much from the infield.
It's kind of
a big party, though.
It's a big party, though, right? That's what I'm saying. Do you want the party or do you want the suit and the hat and the grandstand and
you want the whole experience.
Okay.
You want the hat and the grandstand views and everything.
Okay.
I actually have watched the race itself one of those times from the infield. The 4 times I've gone, I got to cover it, which is amazing. And so we watched, I think, Justify in 2018 from the infield so we could very quickly go to interviews. And not to brag or anything, but I did turn around and look at the person next to me and say, he's going to win the Triple Crown. And they thought I was crazy. And he did.
There it is. Noted horse aficionado, which is actually true. Kat, she knows her stuff at horse race. So I figured we would dismount. How about that? Horse pun.
There you go.
We would dismount here with a little Derby talk. Kat, we appreciate it. Thank you for the time.
Anytime.
All right, be well. It's after further review. Hey, we're right about South Point Volkswagen. SouthPointVW.com. You want to drive to the Derby next year, you can do so in your Volkswagen because you're going to get great gas mileage. It's going to be fun to drive, and you're going to be one of the safest vehicles on the road. SouthPointVW.com is Louisiana's largest volume Volkswagen dealer. So shop them online at SouthPointVW.com. You'll see their entire inventory. If it's on the lot, it's online at SouthPointVW.com. SouthPointVW.com. New certified pre-owned. Photos of the actual vehicles that are there on the lot, not like stock photos from a magazine, like photos of the actual vehicle there in front of South Point Volkswagen, so you can see the exact car that you're trying to buy. Go see my friends at South Point Volkswagen. Make a deal. Get in a new car. Graduation's just about here. If you're buying that car for the graduate in your life, or if you're the graduate, you need new wheels. South Point Volkswagen. Airline just north of Highland or SouthPointVW.com. South Point Volkswagen, what's your direction? All right, Jimmy's here for Otterlocks in about 15 minutes. Jay Johnson with a few injury updates. We'll get to that next. Stick around. It's AFR.
After further review.
Get Gordon and get it done. It's Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. If you've been injured in an accident, it's not your fault. You know what to do. Do what injured people in our state have done for 3 decades. Get Gordon and get it done with offices all over the state of Louisiana. So no matter where you might be listening or watching in Louisiana, there's a Gordon McKernan Injury Attorney's office near you with Gordon and his team ready to help. But you could always start online. Go to getgordon.com, getgordon.com, getgordon.com. But if you would rather talk to someone, dial the 8s. 888-8888, 888-8888. A lot of times, yes, we talk about car wrecks and big truck wrecks, but Gordon and his team handle all different types of accidents. So if you've been injured in an accident, all different types of injuries, be it at the workplace, workers' comp, offshore, maritime, so many different types of cases they handle. So log on to learn more at getgordon.com, getgordon.com. Get Gordon and get it done.
It's not easy to be a champion.
It's built from every swing, pitch, and game all season long. In the grind, the focus,
and in the recovery.
FMOL Health, Our Lady of the Lake experts provide best-in-class care for our state's world-class athletes, because it takes a champion to care for champions.
I trust the lake to keep me at my best.
From championship athletes to everyday champions, trusted care starts here.
Jordan Faber here with some exciting news. Faber Automotive has officially arrived. We're proud to introduce your new hometown dealership, Faber Chevrolet GMC. That means more inventory, better deals, and the same great local team. Now backed by the trusted Faber family name. Whether you're shopping or servicing, you'll feel the difference from day one. Allow us the opportunity to earn your business.
Faber Chevrolet GMC. Visit us in St. Francisville or online at FaberChevrolet.com.
Championships are won with preparation, and so are great roofs.
The Tigers don't cut corners on the floor. Harris Construction and Roofing won't cut corners on your home either.
Do business with someone you know. Parish Construction and Roofing.
ParishGroup.com.
ED, low T, or simply seeking to optimize your health and performance? Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness offers a range of discreet services to address your specific needs. We empower men to reclaim their health and confidence. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
If your office is experiencing performance issues like slow networks, jammed printers, or disappearing files, Advanced Office Systems may be right for you. With powerful IT solutions, print management, document imaging, and security systems, they help offices regain confidence naturally. Side effects may include uncontrollable efficiency, smoother workflows, and a sudden burst of office joy. Say goodbye to those emotional breakdowns in the supply closet and get back on track with Advanced Office Systems.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the
After Further Review with Matt Moscona, presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. Healthcare for your lifestyle. Learn more at decisioncriticalbr.com.
You know, relative to Kaysen, he threw a bullpen yesterday. Bullpen went great, but now it's more of like, how does his body and arm respond to the intensity of the throwing that he did, you know, for 20 to 25 pitches, and then deciding, you know, we're in the clear and feel good about it, and getting him out there or not.
Jay Johnson on Off the Bench here on Thursday morning with Hester and Flynn giving the update on Kaysen Evans that we followed. You know, Evans was scratched from his start a couple of weeks ago, about 20 minutes before first pitch, and did miss his start last week. And so we're hopeful that the bullpen went well and the recovery from the bullpen went well. Jay Johnson, when he met with reporters, did also talk about how they might use Kaysen Evans if he's able to go in some capacity against Georgia.
Yeah, I don't know yet. Like, I'm not even going to go there until we feel like he's cleared and okay to pitch. We're hopeful that that's the case, but I'm not doing it unless he's okay to pitch. You know, there's nothing wrong with him from a structure standpoint, which is great because normally when you just look at all, you find something on all pitchers. But I'm optimistic, but that's coming up here today, early today. And then it's not even about today, it's how does he feel tomorrow.
Yeah. So Tigers hit the road, and they're heading to Athens, 3-game series. Game 1, 5 o'clock Central on Friday. Remember, 6 Eastern, 5 Central is first pitch. So we'll be on air when that game starts on Friday, Game 1. We know that it'll be Schmidt Game 1, Paz Game 2. Game 3 is TBD. If Evans is available in some capacity, what does that look like? Out of the bullpen, an opener maybe in Game 3. We'll see how the weekend goes, but hopefully today's was a big day, right? He threw the bullpen yesterday. How does he respond when we get that answer? And if we see Evans, it'd be a huge boost as LSU hits the road to take on Georgia. Chris Stanfield is questionable. Jay said that, and also gave an update on Omar Cerna, who missed the game on Tuesday with that back injury.
Yeah, I've got a doctor's appointment today. I've probably said this before with somebody when you've asked me about an injury. It's literally like, what can you tolerate? And for the last 7 days, he tolerated it pretty good, you know, slugging like 3,000 or whatever. And he just didn't feel great yesterday. So we would have played him if he felt great. But I feel like we have a good plan to give him the best chance to be a part of it this weekend. And I know the competitor that he is, he wants to play. Trust me, if he's healthy, he's playing.
You need him. Obviously, we've talked about it plenty, but Georgia leads the SEC in virtually every statistical category: batting average, home runs, hits. They're an awesome offensive team playing in a hitter's park. You're going to have to go score runs this weekend. You're a better offensive team when Omar Cerna is in the lineup. They've obviously been a great offensive team with Cade Arambidi as well, who is has really hit his stride. He's hitting over 420 since that Easter Sunday game against Tennessee. And when reporters met with Cade Arambidi, they asked him about the moment. Was there a moment where it clicked for him?
I texted him after a game one night and was like, hey, coach, I'm kind of feeling this or that in the box. Like, can we work tomorrow morning? And so we met, I think it was like 9 or 10:30 in the morning. And, we got in the cage, did some like drills and stuff, then got out on the field. And literally it was like 8 or 9 swings. And just the field just clicked. And then right after that is when I got a little banged up. And then when I was healthy again, it was the Tennessee weekend. And it's like since then, it's just been like I haven't even really been like thinking about anything in the box. It's just been just competing. And so I think that was like a key moment that was that just kind of helped me get me over that edge.
There's never been a doubt about the physical ability. A lot of it is like you hear guys talk about the game slowing down. Clearly it's there. It took a season and a half for Cade Arambidi, but he is very much living up to the massive, immense potential that he had when he showed up on campus. Tigers at Georgia, 3-game series starting Friday, 5 o'clock Central for Game 1. All right, our Thursday shows are always brought to you by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing, DecisionCriticalBR.com. As they always say, it's not just healthcare, it's healthcare for your lifestyle. Learn more at DecisionCriticalBR.com. Remember also, like if you're someone who gives yourself injections, maybe it's GLP-1s or hormone therapy or whatever it may be, peptides, and you don't like giving yourself injections, they will administer your injections in clinic for you. There's so many different ways that their expertly trained nurses can care for you. Learn more at DecisionCriticalBR.com, DecisionCriticalBR.com. I love this. Love this idea. If you missed it earlier today, Tiger Bait, Mike Scarborough, was the first to report it, that LSU has added Divine Ugochukwu from Michigan State, guard, and Rob via the text line said, we were trying to do a little, look, there's Marcio Santos, there's Salu Nyang, now there's Divine Ugochukwu. These are these really strange international polysyllabic names that aren't necessarily easy to say. And we like from time to time to have a little fun with drops like Todd Peterson.
Ted Peterson.
Latavius Murray.
Murray, present.
Justice Williams. What else you sitting on over there?
Cartwright?
You kept Cartwright and not Justice?
Yeah, well, okay. It was a show decision that we were going to get rid of Justice because it was a lot.
It was a lot.
And I mean, Cartwright.
Yeah.
Cartwright?
At the time, still came on with us from time to time.
What do we got? Anything else over there?
I think that's all of our. I'd have to look. Hold on.
Well, we're going to sample a new one.
Oh, here we go.
Charlie bit me.
We got to work that.
Smith.
We got to work that
I got
in
to
more
remember.
for him.
Yeah, we even talked
really
about
did.
him today. Yeah,
I know.
Charlie Smith. Yeah, Charlie bit me.
Oh, and then of course, crowd favorite here.
Mm-hmm. So good. That's when Wilson Alexander comes on the show.
Mason Taylor!
The first time Wilson Alexander was on the show, he did not like that very much. And he later, like literally the first time he was ever on the show, we did that. It was his introduction to Baton Rouge. And he was not super fond of it. And he texted me later, he's like later that he was like, I'm so sorry. I don't know why I reacted that way. Like, that's funny. Keep doing whatever. And so Wilson and I are great friends. Like, we've gotten along splendidly. I'm so excited for him going on 3. But that was funny. Like, he initially was not a fan of the drop.
That's funny.
Anyway, so Rob Neely, hat tip. Maybe hat tip. Matt, speaking of Divine Ugochukwu, maybe sample Blue Suede's Hooked on a Feeling, of course, known for the Uga Shaka. And so let's give it a go. LSU has added Michigan State guard Divine Ugochukwu.
Uga Shaka.
That's not bad.
I kind of like it.
So do we add the extra Ugas, though?
I think it might be too long. I mean, that's already 1 second. If we get into 3 more Ugas, you might be 3-second drop.
Wilson is a long drop.
Yeah, I guess it is. Wilson's 2 seconds. The rest of them are just so quick, though.
Todd Peterson.
Ted Peterson.
That's 1 second. Murray's not even a full second.
Yeah, I know. Divine Ugochukwu.
I also think it might.
I want to hear it with the Ugas. I gotta hear it. I gotta hear it tonight. It's like you got like when you're buying clothes, you gotta try it on. Like, let me see it on. Let me try it on. You have it? You have the full thing, or did you just dub the Uga?
I just dubbed the Uga, and then I edited it, so I got rid of the other ones.
All right, I want to try it. Do it. Let's see if you can do it quickly, because I want to try it before we're off air today. All right, it's after further review. There was something else. Oh, I am you know what else, too? I'm getting out of here after Jimmy's here for Otterlocks. Headed to LSU indoor. Tonight is the FMOL Health Our Lady of the Lake, a big bash, awesome fundraiser for the foundation, benefiting the foundation, the Our Lady of the Lake Children's Hospital. Should be a great night, man. But I didn't even know that it's a black tie event. So it's a black tie and sneakers. So I've been to this event before, but it wasn't a black tie when I went several years ago. But excited to go tonight. If you're not familiar, I mean, obviously Our Lady of the Lake Children's Hospital is just an incredible resource, not only for the Baton Rouge community, but for the region. And this is just a great fundraiser, and excited to get over there tonight. So as soon as I get off air, man, I'm throwing on the old monkey suit and heading on over to football ops to go to this fundraiser. But excited to be there, and hopefully it's a great night and raise a ton of money for Our Lady of the Lake Children's Hospital and the foundation. Okay, here we go. Before we get to Otterlocks, so LSU today added Michigan State transfer guard Divine Ugochukwu. I just need 2 Ugas.
All right, hold on.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go. LSU, news today, Will Wade has added another player via the transfer portal. This time it's Michigan State guard Divine Ugochukwu. All right, what do we think?
It's better than I thought it was going to be. I thought the ending on the Uga might just be too abrupt, but it's better than I thought it was going to be.
Hey, when it comes to mastery of stupid drops, there's a reason I sit in this chair, okay? I got to feel. Paul, what do you think? The Uga's on the end or no?
I kind of like him without him.
Okay. Oh. You always got to be difficult, huh, Paul? Got to be so difficult. Turn off your mic, Paul. I'm just kidding. Love you, Paul. All right, maybe we'll leave it up to the people, or maybe we'll just feel it and try. We'll see.
Well, I'll put them both on the button bar, and we'll workshop it. How about that?
Fair enough. Okay. All right, it's after further review. Final break. Come back. Jimmy will be here for Otterlocks. Our guy is hot. Don't let him get. No, let him get. Please let him get hot. We need him to get hot. It's AFR. Stay here.
AFR.
Rev Fiber. Rev Fiber. RevFiber.com. RevFiber.com. Hey, man, if you are, if you're not pleased with your cable provider, and let's be honest, man, there's a 3-letter cable provider that begins with a C that lots of people have problems with them. I did for a lot of years. And thank God Rev laid fiber in my neighborhood. And as soon as they did, boom, we switched. I mean, immediately. They weren't even done. Their crews weren't even done digging, like laying the fiber in our neighborhood. We had already called and switched. Faster, more reliable internet service, better pricing, by the way, as well, and great service when you deal with Rev. A local company, you're never routed to a call center overseas. They're here. 90 years in our local communities. REV. For your home or for your business, RevFiber.com, RevFiber.com.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. Look, back pain can sideline you from the things you love. That's why I trust Dr. Kevin McCarthy and the team at the Spine Center of Louisiana. Dr. McCarthy doesn't just treat symptoms. He gets to the root of the problem. From advanced injection therapy to minimally invasive surgery, they've got the expertise to get you back in the game. With 5 locations across Louisiana, including right here in Baton Rouge, quality care is close to home. Call the Spine Center of Louisiana or visit spinela.com and tell them Matt sent you.
As a business owner, you're always focused on how you can improve the bottom line. Well, when was the last time you shopped your insurance coverage? Insurance Network of Louisiana can help. If you're a business owner, let my friends at Insurance Network of Louisiana see if they can find you better coverage for less money. They always offer exceptional customer service and partner with only the best providers. So check them out online today at lainsurance.net.
Who bears the standard? Who sets the bar? It's not those satisfied by low-hanging fruit or by taking it easy. No, the standard is set by the best of us, by those who work hard. Dig deeper. Give more.
If you're looking for work, you need to call Big Jake over at River Parish Contractors. 318-547-1000, 318-547-1000, 318-547-1000. Just saw earlier today, social media posts, River Parish Contractors, they are hiring pipe fitters, boiler makers, crane operators. That's in addition to pipe cutters and welders and pipe fitters. They need everybody. And they will offer, look, you want to work overtime? Come work as much overtime as you want at River Parish Contractors. Man, awesome, awesome people. Day shift, night shift. And man, they just make their clients happy. Shout out to Michael Mason, one of the clients over at River Parish Contractors. Big fan of the show. Appreciate you for being there. Appreciate your trust in River Parish Contractors. rpcontractors.com, River Parish Contractors, rpcontractors.com, or call Big Jake, 318-547-1000.
After Further Review with Matt Moscona, presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. Healthcare for your lifestyle. Learn more at decisioncriticalbr.com.
Down the stretch we come, final segment here on this Thursday edition of AFR, presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. Don't you let him get hot. Don't you let him get hot. It's time for Otterlocks.
Otterlocks.
All right, time to win some money.
Presented by Total Maintenance AC Repair. Same-day service means you will never sleep hot. 480-1000. We are Total Maintenance.
I think it's safe to say that I won the bet.
Pew, pew. Pew, 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 pew. Shooting bullets out there. Otter, what's good?
Oh, man, I'm out at the park, man. U High 5, Catholic New Iberia 2 in the last inning. So the first of 3 in a rematch of the state finals last year. So come and see some of my boys' kids playing out here. So anyway, but as you pull up, so I don't have my notes in front of me.
All right.
Pull up as you pull up my picks. I'll start off with the Lakers game, and rarely do I go back to the well right after we hit one, like the Lakers team total under 99.5. It's moved down to 97.5, but I just like the way OKC. I talked about this 2 nights ago, how that's the strength of their team. Their defense is all about SGA and MVP, but, man, they're so good defensively, so disciplined. They know everything the other team's running. They're well-schooled, they're well-scouted. And so I'm going to go back to the well. Okay. And because, they gave up less than 20 points the third and fourth quarter after they locked down. So I'm going to go under Lakers team total, under 97.5. Keep in mind, Matt, a same thing. If this thing is like a 30-point spread, man, be ready to try and middle that thing and maybe take an over 94.5, 92.5, 93.5, something like that. Because again, in blowouts, points will come a lot more freely.
Okay, all right. Team total under with the Lakers. You got an NHL pick with the Flyers.
All right, that's Colucci.
Okay.
Give me the horn, boy. Give
me the horn. Load him up. All right.
So the Carolina and Colorado have started out both 6-0 in the postseason. The Oilers, the last time a team is going 9-0, that's a record. So, but kind of an exhale spot. And I could see Colucci plus money at home. Hey, why not? Take a swing, like plus $1.40, something like that, with the Penguins at home. So Pittsburgh, I'm kind of speaking for him a little bit on that one, but yeah, why not?
Mm-hmm.
Talking to him and Randy McKay the last couple of nights.
All right, the two baseball plays, both are underway. You gave the Phillies on the money line. The A's have a 4-run top of the first. So if you wanted to get in on the Phillies,
what is that right now?
It's
what is
plus,
that price? $350?
Plus $359.
I'm new at this. I'm sorry, but anyway, yeah, take a shot. Take a shot at it.
Already done. Already done.
Absolutely, man. Listen,
1 minute remaining.
Bullpen and go for it, just like we did the other night. It came up a little bit short.
Yeah.
The Marlins down in Baltimore, but no, the Phillies are starting to click in. That lineup's very talented, so we're going to take the Phillies in game right now. I'm going to get some more on that one.
By the way, you also had the Marlins on the money line. They're up 2-0, top second. So if you missed that, you got
to lay off of that one.
You could get on the run line, which is 2.5 minus $1.06. What do you think about that?
That's nothing I'll be interested in right now. Laying 2.5 at home without getting that last at bat. So
all right,
we'll stick with that.
All right.
And we squeezed in another one today.
What you got?
We gave it out on the show.
All right.
Charlie tried to bring me up against the break. But the Washington Nationals went over again today.
Let's go. Boo, boo, boo. All right, Rufino's tomorrow on a Friday. Thank you, Otter. Like a week. All right, we got to go. Muse, Paulie, thanks. Y'all have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow at 3.
AFR.
Getting on down the road. Remember, Mother's Day Sunday Supper Club. Mother's Day Sunday Supper Club. If you do not yet have reservations for Mom, Supper Club, which is not open on Sundays, they are opening for Mother's Day for lunch. Not for dinner, for lunch. 11 to 3. They have full menu, but limited seating. When I checked with Chef Layton yesterday, they still had a few reservations left. It's worth a shot. SupperClubBTR.com, SupperClubBTR.com, or call over to the restaurant. They are, again, open Mother's Day. So you want to treat Mom? Lobster, stone crabs, an amazing steak, the beautiful Ora King salmon, their Chilean sea bass, which, Mom loves sea bass. This is the best piece of fish she'll ever eat. Go to Supper Club for Mother's Day. Treat Mom. The Supper Club. Check them out online. Book your reservation. SupperClubBTR.com.
It's not easy to be a champion.
It's built from every swing, pitch, and game all season long. In the grind, the focus,
and in the recovery.
FMOL Health, Our Lady of the Lake experts provide best-in-class care for our state's world-class athletes. Because it takes a champion to care for champions.
I trust the lake to keep me at my best.
From championship athletes to everyday champions, trusted care starts here.
At Parrish, we take pride in building roofs that last, because championships are built on commitment, not just on the floor or the court, but your home too.
Parrish Construction and Roofing. ParrishBuilt.com.
I'm Gabrielle McLeod on behalf of the Louisiana Propane Dealers. I have spent hundreds of hours preparing for scholarship competitions. That preparation paid off when I won the Fitness and Talent Awards, along with the title of Miss Louisiana. The Louisiana propane dealers are also pretty talented and want you to be prepared for when the power goes out. Visit LouisianaPropane.com to find out about propane generators and other safety tips. Louisiana Propane, it truly is the fuel for our future.
Sometimes you ignore the signs, even when they're right in front of you. Problem gambling isn't always easy to spot. Know the signs. Set your limit. Learn more about healthy gambling habits by visiting us online or text or call for free confidential help now.
When it comes to choosing energy for your family and your home, make the smart choice with natural gas. You can count on efficient and affordable natural gas to keep you comfortable and reduce your environmental impact to help protect our planet.